They was bored that day. Yeah.
They showed this animator started off with a male unit and then drew Minnie Mouse around it.
Yeah. Well, anyway, man, welcome to live from the green room. We back at it on this rainy Tuesday night.
We back.
We floated here. Shout out to our teammate Tony Rock, who is not here tonight. He's actually in Brooklyn, New York, doing the show. But the show's in the Bronx, but he got some shows in New York, man. So I will be meeting up with him in Raleigh, North Carolina. But shout out to Tony Rock. We holding it down for him. And then we got my partner here,
Joe Fox in the building. Yo, back to Tony, man. We got to give him the shout out about the special, man. Out the gate.
Oh, yeah.
Out the gate.
Oh, yeah, man. Shout out. And I was going to get to that, but shout out to the Rock the World special.
Yes.
Out now on Amazon Prime. I downloaded it immediately, paid my $5, man. It was well worth the money. You know what I mean? We saw the whole making. We saw everything joke by joke by joke. You know, we was there through the whole process, man. Yeah. Me and Joe Fox opened up that show that night. It was shot at in Long Beach at the Laugh Factory.
Yes.
Hey.
It was beautifully shot. It looks dope. It's a great special, man. And congrats to the big bro for getting it done and making it happen.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It felt good just for him, but you know, just to see it, I gotta get a new TV. But you know, I want to see it like live outside, you know, on my phone. You know, what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it really is larger than life in the way they put that together. So I like.
Yeah, it was dope, man.
Oh, yeah.
And to all of our viewers, I know you're looking at us right now like, whoa. Finally. And it's about time that you guys get some female women energy up in the green room.
Yes.
So I am happy to say that we have two of the funniest female comedians. I hate it, you know, I'm just saying it just for this part, you know. I don't introduce comedians. We got a female, but right now I'm happy to say that we have two of the funniest female comedians in the green room tonight, and I want them to introduce themselves.
I am Chelcye Perry.
What up, Chelcye?
What's up, Chelsea?
A pleasure to be here.
Okay, all right.
Glad you can make it.
All right.
Thank you. We're retarded. What up, though? I am Katrina M. Harris, a.k.a. Trina with the Truth. Glad to be here. Did I hear you say you want to watch that at the drive-in? You said big theater, and I was like,
No,
that's
like
kind of old
big,
school.
a big screen, like this, this, not this.
All right.
You
I
know,
was wondering. I just had to
larger than
ask.
life.
Clear that up.
Fox was involved in a lot of, or with some of the editing or some of the just to trying to get, you know, when he was trying to get it distributed. So Fox was looking at all the rough cuts and things like that on his phone. Yeah. So yeah.
Did a little.
Okay, he got talent.
So you was on the stage and behind the camera.
Oh no, this is post. This is
Okay.
post.
Yeah, he did post.
You know, it's one of those things where it was inspiring to watch somebody that we know, you know, betting on himself and then getting it done himself and not waiting for Hollywood to come knocking. And I bet you they're gonna come knocking now. But the way that it was done and just the overall options, like, yo, there's a possibility to get your stuff out there. So I'm like, man, we got to do that.
Yeah.
You got to find a way to do that. Get some product out there and use the tools and technology to you know, make that money.
Congrats, Tony.
Yeah.
Shout out to Tony for that.
So we want to know about you guys real quick. Chelcye, Trina, so we're going to start off with you. Let us know where you guys are from and just give us a little background about you guys, how long you been in LA, how long you been doing comedy, and, you know, just so the viewers could kind of have an idea, you know, about you before we get into this conversation. We want them to know a little bit about y'all. So school us real quick.
Listen, I'm from Detroit. What up, though? Why do people do that with Detroit? Oh, shit. Like,
Detroit
I'm
got
very
that
nice. You could tell by
I know
my
you
smile. But don't cross me. A comedy, I've been in public speaking my whole life. Okay. I deal with people on a regular. My background is in the beauty industry. Mom, wife. I got out here and I went to film school. I did a report on Eddie Murphy, one of my favorites. I've always loved cinema. When, you know, people get tipsy and they start to freestyling, I get tipsy and I be like, all right, everybody get a seat. We about to do stand-up. So that was me. But coming from Detroit, I never looked at it as a real career. So it wasn't until film school when I did that report and I had to go out and get on stage and I was like, oh, this is what it's like to have a dream job.
Oh, wow.
This is what it's like to feel like everything in your life has prepared you to do this one thing. And it went from there. I was like, if I get up here and I'm not funny, then I'm delusional and I'm going to go to therapy.
Right.
But time and time again, I get up there and we have a good time because it's just a conversation. And I hate to say just. It is just a conversation to those that do it and take it seriously as a profession. And
So
I'm enjoying the role.
So what was your report about with Eddie Murphy? Was it just like about his background? How, like, what was your thesis?
Yeah.
You know, with that paper, what was it about Eddie Murphy, and why did you choose Eddie?
We could have picked any artist this day in film school, but we were talking about branding. We were talking about social media. We were talking about making an impact. And he is very impactful, and he's doing it silently. Like, you don't see him on a bunch of interviews, but he had all black cast from...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, from Coming to America to Boom. And I'm not saying all black, but he put a lot of people on just by broadening who he was in the film industry. And then he didn't play anybody but himself. They had these characters written for him, but he still played them as Eddie Murphy would play them. They're writing lines based on his stand-up. So long story short, you had to just pick an artist that you respected. I could have picked a cake decorator, but I wanted to pick something that I respected, that I loved, that I was passionate about, and I did. And I didn't realize the reason I loved him is because I, too, have this crazy brain of thinking about things in a peculiar way and have something to talk about. And I knew just secretly I wanted to do it. I just wasn't brave enough to say it out loud. This would be my chance because I was mom and wife at the time. And man, my family, don't nobody roast you like your kids will roast you. You see what I'm saying?
Kids are the most honest creatures ever.
Yeah.
And surprisingly enough, when I said it, they was like, oh yeah, do it, mom, you know? And I was nervous about my husband because one time I was a basketball coach as well. Okay. But it's just all these crazy, even telling my family I was a hairstylist, they just be like, what? Because I'm kind of smart in school, you know, like grades wise. But once that report hit and I went out and did stand up and then I had to do stand up at the school in the classroom, just saying what I think. I can't believe that they didn't think what they were seeing was funny. I just like imitated the teacher and just because I had it spot on, it was funny. And I was like, I ain't gonna say this is kind of easy, but this is how I think. It just was coming naturally. So I definitely wanted to pursue it. Went into David Arnold's class. Rest in peace to David Arnold.
R.I.P.
And meeting cool people in the streets that aren't afraid to give you feedback.
Right.
That's helped me along the way too. So
how many kids you have?
I have two.
Okay.
They're kind of older now. Not kind of, they are. Like I've got, my son is his freshman. He's a freshman in college.
Oh, nice.
My daughter, she just got accepted into Howard, so she'll be going to Howard in the fall.
Congratulations.
So they back to back, yeah.
All right. And been married for how long?
I was married. I just celebrated my anniversary. 4 years divorce.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
And
Divorceary.
listen.
Was that before LA?
But I was married 18 years.
So you got divorced when you was in LA?
Come on now with the difficult questions.
From the dream to the divorce.
We all moved out here together.
Okay.
Him and the kids moved back, then I stayed.
Got you. I mean, LA,
that's a story for another day.
Okay.
So
I don't think we got time for it today.
So go back just for a second. What year did you come out here to Hollywood?
2016.
2016.
Came out here in 2016.
Okay. 2016.
Yeah. I saved up for 3 years. I was looking at school districts. I was like, okay, I'm doing hair. I could do it at anybody's mall. I was a national color educator for a company called Paul Mitchell. So we would plan and do shows in Vegas, and I was responsible for writing the curriculum, making sure that it's funny and engaging. You know what I'm saying? And so I was like, I could do that anywhere. And so we moved out here after you sell your house, you sell your salon, you take the kids out of private school. That third year came, I was like, we going.
Let's do it.
We drove. Yeah, we made it.
Oh, that's awesome.
But they hated it.
They said they hated it.
It take time. Anytime you move to a new city, a new state, it takes at least 3 years for you to really start getting acclimated and really starting to know whether or not you like something or not.
Sure.
Because that first year, you're still dealing with, I'm homesick. I'm going to be back home.
Right.
I'm not used to this. But once you start getting into the swing of things, start, finding your spots you go to, start meeting the people that you're going to put, eventually those are people you're going to be with while you're out here. Then it starts getting easier and easier. Then, so usually they probably didn't give it enough time, at that point when they said they hated it. I remember when I first moved to Maryland during my comedy journey. I had moved to Maryland in 2003. Hated it.
Yeah.
For like that first year, I was just.
It's
You know,
uncomfortable.
I left Atlanta. Well, you know, I went to college in Atlanta, so Atlanta was my partying and my everything. So I was like, yo, Atlanta's where it's at. But when I moved to Maryland, I was miserable for like that first year. And then after that first year, then I started figuring it out. And it was probably one of the best moves for me at that time.
What
so
city in Maryland?
I was living in Glen Burnie and Severn, so kind of like by Fort Meade.
Okay.
Yeah, you familiar with Maryland? Well, hold on. Before I ask you that, let's get into your story.
Okay.
You know,
Chelcye Perry, born and raised in Houston, Texas. My background is theater. I went to TSU for theater. I knew from a small age I wanted to be an actress. I think I always had a love for comedy, but I wasn't delusional enough to think that just because you can make your friends and people around you laugh, that you could get on stage.
Right.
Comedy is a different beast in and of itself, and it's not something to be taken lightly. People always feel, they look at you and feel like, oh, I can do that. And it's like, no, you really can't do it. There's a true science to the art of comedy. I think in I thought about comedy, asked some people to help me, and they were like, oh, just do an open mic. And I was like, no, that doesn't work for me in my brain. I need a plan.
You need
What
a
is the plan?
Madison Square
What
Garden.
am I? What are we doing? I'm not finna just, because I knew I was funny, but understanding how to structure a joke, and I wanted help in that way before I got on stage. And so I kind of just let it go. And was in the gym one day talking to a girl, had become friends with her, and just random conversation. She was like, you're really funny. You should do comedy. And I was like, played her off. And then she told me again, not knowing that this girl was Ambria Allen. Shout out to her. She is
Ambria.
It was at the gym, too.
Ambria at the gym.
Yeah,
just
at the
random.
gym, yeah.
I didn't know who she was. I didn't know that she was connected
Funny.
and was a writer and, you know, had all these things accomplished me. And then she introduced me to David. And we had several conversations, and he was like, you should take my class. Like, you've really got something special. And I took his class, and we began to just work and grow. And my origin story will always include the both of them, because had it not been for them, I don't think I would have ever stepped out and really believed that I could do it. And like Katrina said, like really understanding it to be a career, like really putting your all into it, because it requires a lot of you.
Yep.
It requires you, especially as a mother, being out late at night, being out consistently, whether you're performing or not, meeting people, making the connections, all of the things. It requires a lot, but you have to really love it.
Yeah.
And I really do love it. You said, oh, that's my origin story.
And speaking of loving, shout out to Captain Kirk Jamaican Rum. We know we love it.
Captain Kirk.
Yes.
We
the
need some
rum
more
that is
product,
not here
brother.
for
You
us.
know what I mean?
They don't have no rum for the ladies. Shame. Shame.
You know, we gonna.
What's the name of it?
Captain Kirk Jamaican
Captain
Rum.
Kirk, you can send some to my P.O. box.
Yeah, we'll make sure you guys get a little
I
sip
would love
of it.
to sip.
Please.
So let me ask, and this is a question for both of you. So when you first moved out here, and you kind of touched on it a little bit, when you moved to Maryland, and then it was to LA. So did you come out here first, like to visit, and then go back and make a decision, or did you just pack up and then leave and then come out here?
For me, I had lived in 5 or 6 other states. I'm retired Navy.
Okay.
And so upon being in prison like that, I knew that I was never, ever going to do anything else in my life that I didn't want to do.
All right.
So when the day I got out of the Navy was the day I left San Diego and moved up here. Had I been up here a few times? Yes, but not for the arts. Like to just hang out, see, do the touristy things that you do when you come to LA. But when I moved here, I knew I was coming here with a purpose, and that was to fulfill acting.
Right. So you're West Coast of San Diego. We didn't get to that. So in the Navy, that's interesting.
Yeah.
What the heck did you
I
do?
salute you with both hands.
I was an aircraft director.
Aircraft director. Okay. We civilians to the armed forces. What exactly is that? Can you talk about it? Is it classified?
It's not classified.
Okay, all right.
Right, what they have you doing?
I can't.
Because she had that little denial, like, I was an aircraft director.
I mean, have you ever seen one of the big ships, like one of the carriers? So
I've been on them.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
So when you're you're directing the craft to come in and land, and then
you
go
told her
off
where to go.
again. Yeah.
Get your
That's because
ass
you
off
tall.
that shit.
They
That's
gave you that
not
because you was
because I'm
tall.
tall. There's no job that is
You had the flashlights.
to direct the aircraft.
Was you out there going like this?
No, it's not. It's not a time to play.
It's not time to
It's
play?
not a time to play.
Nah,
They're coming
You
from
didn't play it
dropping
off.
bombs
You didn't play it off?
on places. This is not a
So
time
they
to
come
play.
from dropping bombs to landing on the ship, and you like, yo.
Yes, and load them up and
Get
let's
your ass
go and do it again.
So you're helping loading the bombs, or you
No.
just making sure you're guiding
You're
them
just
to get
guiding
this
them
where you
on where
gotta
to
go,
land, yeah.
where to land and get the bombs
Yeah,
going.
that's-
She just had the
Oh, that's what
flashlights,
I'm
bro.
talking
She just had the flashlights, and that's
You ever
That's it.
misguided them?
No, because that's how people die.
That's what I'm saying.
That's how people
That's
die.
serious.
Yeah, no.
So when
it's
it
the
comes to
number 2
bravery-
dangerous job in the world.
Damn.
I bet it is.
First
I
one,
never
a
thought about that.
comedian.
Did
Second,
you have an option?
I gotta be a comic.
Did. So I didn't even know that's what it was, and that's how the Navy gets you. Because my original job was to be a SK, which is like working a 7-Eleven in the Navy and just do store work. But they had me leaving like the day before my birthday. And I was like, man, I want to turn up in Houston one more time with my friends and party and shit. So I went to my recruiter and I was like, hey, bro, I want to leave next month. And he was like, if you leave next month, you're going to have to change your job. So I was like, I don't care. I don't really want to do this shit no way. Whatever you got, I'll take. It's fine. And that's how I ended up in that position.
You went to her room and there was these 2 big ass flashlights up in there.
It was.
What are these 2 big ass flashlights for?
Listen, I skated off a lot. I was never really where I was supposed to be. In
Hilarious.
Yeah.
I worked, and then it was, where's Perry? We cannot find her.
So where were all the places that you lived?
I started out in Virginia. From Virginia to, I did a lot of tours.
Okay.
So I was in Yokosuka, but we're in and out. The Navy is
That's
never
Japan?
in one place too long. Yeah, Yokosuka, Japan. I've been to a lot of places. Like I've been to Dubai. I've been to India. I've been to, where else have I been? Lived is just San Diego and Virginia.
Okay.
That's it as far as base.
Yeah.
That's it.
And you would never.
Yeah, I don't recommend it. My son knows that he can't join.
Wow.
I don't
Whoa.
feel like, because in my heart, here's my thing. I already knew what I was supposed to be doing with my life.
Okay.
And when you find yourself in a position doing something that you hate, it kills your soul.
Yeah.
I went to captain's mast 3 times. That's like jail for, like, I've been handcuffed. I've been in jail.
Damn.
Like, cause I hated it. And it was nothing that they were going to do that was gonna make me break. Like, their mindset is to break you and build you. No, you're not gonna break me. I'm gonna do what the fuck I want to do.
they said, where's Perry? They had to handcuff you just to be able to find you.
You know what though? The good part about when I see people that are pursuing this industry that come from a military background, because when you come to LA is hard in so many different ways. But I can say people who say, I was in the military for X amount of years, there's certain kind of words you don't have to worry about. You don't got to worry about your health care because you have that, right?
Okay.
Right? You don't have to worry about
Okay.
you know, and these are things that people who weren't in the military, they be out here struggling. Like they got a toothache for 2 months. And like, so these are the things that you can't even take for granted. So it's like, yo, you got good health. And I ain't saying it was worth what you went through, but
Is it
health care, tuition. So your kid, when he goes to college, he doesn't.
That's a good thing, yes.
Man, listen.
Any state school.
Any state school. So those like really the two. And you get shit. If you work it right, you can get the disability.
Oh, okay.
You can work it right. You can get that
If you
100%.
work it right,
You can get that 100%.
where's Perry?
Who do you know?
What you mean?
Who do you know?
A lot of people. I know a lot
Listen,
of folks.
this is
They
my
work
thing
the
with the
system.
military.
One of my closest
not
friends.
classified
I mean,
anymore.
she was in the military, but I know a lot of people in the military. But yeah,
I feel this is my take on the military, and I hate that it does get some of or the majority of the credit of the discipline that it takes to be successful in anything in life. Because if you were a crackhead before you joined the Navy, you're gonna be a crackhead in the Navy just now getting a check on the 1st and the 15th.
Right.
Discipline is not something that it gives you, because if you're gonna be what it gives you is, this is what I will tell you, and this is what's amazing that I find with adults in life now as to show up to a place on time and clean.
Okay.
Important.
Most human beings don't know how to show up on time and clean.
They don't know how to wash their ass.
That's
a whole nother show.
Teaches you at bare minimum
Right.
is to show up to where you're supposed to be on time. And my thing is, if you tell me be here at 6, that's not on time. I need to be here between 5:45 and 5:50. That's on time.
Okay.
And clean and presentable. That's what the Navy. But my thing is also, my mama taught me that. I worked my whole life. I started working at 15. I had jobs my entire life. So work ethic and things of that nature is not anything that the military gave me.
Gotcha.
What the military gave me, though, what I won't take is travel, how to work with people who you would never really want to associate yourself with to accomplish a goal. I know how to do that.
Okay.
I'll give it that. But this discipline that you think that it gives you, no, I never seen drug use like I seen in like the military.
I'm just saying the people who I'm like, yo, how they making this or how they getting that done for simple shit, like I said, things that we can't take for granted, like the healthcare is huge out here. There's so many comedians that are going through so many things health wise and they don't have no insurance. So
they gonna get Medi-Cal
and actors,
and it's just
Medi-Cal.
Nah, I don't know.
You can be homeless and get Medi-Cal.
That's different than the silver plan. I mean, that's
Medi-Cal. That's just it though. Medi-Cal and the VA are on the same level.
Well, not a lot of people know that.
But that is, again, a misconception of what you think the military is.
Yeah, I say nah, like I do know. Like I ain't never been to the VA before.
No,
but
it's
poor people sound like they pouring knowledge.
They wouldn't let you. You have to have your military card or whatever to get into the VA. I don't even know where it is.
I mean, anybody can just walk up in there.
But you get special privileges as a veteran, correct?
Okay.
In the loans, you get the loan for the house.
That would be a yes.
Okay. Like there's so many different.
I'm healthy. I don't go to that place.
You get that same assistance if it's your first home.
Yeah, but there's so many different head starts. I feel like sometimes I would have never joined the military, but when I see the people who did, I'm like, yo, like I see the benefits as somebody moving to pursue something like what we're pursuing. And if you know that you have somewhat of stability in certain areas, it can help you maneuver through the city much better, is all I'm saying. And being in the military,
I agree with you.
Definitely.
They always ask the question. You can't go nowhere without them asking. 1, if you're a Latino. 2, if you're military.
Yeah.
They ask them because I feel like every business, even with the airline, they want it matter if you about to get this discount or not.
LA don't give 2 shits about you being in a veteran.
Who does it?
LA.
Okay, you talking about LA.
Now, as a whole, if we want to talk about benefits, I could be living a much better life if I was in Houston or if I went to Virginia. But the city of Los Angeles don't give 2 damns about that.
As I think what you're saying, Trey, is that there's certain advantages, benefits that it gives you that you can.
But he specifically said it'll show you how to navigate this city.
No, I'm for real. Like I gave you all my examples when I mean everybody that I'm like. Sometimes I look at people.
I need to meet these people. Then what are they doing that I'm not doing?
No.
You doing everything.
I'm looking at you and you doing everything right.
What?
Here's I gave you an example. Somebody could be sitting there, shoulder hurting or shoulder out of socket, and they can't afford to go to the hospital or the doctor. Somebody's here with a toothache. They can't afford to go to the dentist. Yeah. They can't afford to do none of that. And I sit back and I know how I get my money. Right. So I know anything that I got an issue with, I'm like, yo, I know what I can do. But there's a lot of people out here struggling. Or there's a lot of people that I'm wondering, yo, how they making it? Like, what they doing? Right. And then some people would be like, I was in the military.
Because the coverages are different too with Medi-Cal and the service too, I believe. Because let's say you can go to the dentist under Medi-Cal or whatever you have, but you can only afford to get it pulled out.
They just gonna pull the shit out.
You can't afford for
No
That's the same thing
anesthetic.
as the military. It's the
coverages.
That's what I'm trying to get y'all to understand.
You might be right.
I might be right.
The
Now, I'm the only one
percentages
here who
too.
was in the shit.
You were a
but
little
I
bit
might
of.
be right.
You was a rebel though.
You can't tell black
you're a
people
rebel.
nothing.
They couldn't. They couldn't
Nothing.
find you.
They probably decreased your
You can't use her as a
But here's
resource
the thing.
on that.
That's what
I need to see the comparison
I'm
chart.
battling the conception and the idea of what it is. It's just like the commercials that come on TV. Join the military. It's what people think it is, and when you be in
It
it, it's
ain't
like
all
when you
it could
pull
be.
up. Exactly. That's
This
all
is some
I'm saying.
We know that
bullshit.
part.
It's not.
We
It's
know
just
that
not
part.
what is cracked
But I
up to be.
bet
But I'm
you-
grateful. I'm
yeah.
not ungrateful.
You own a property?
Do I own a property? No, I do not.
Okay. But if you want to, how much you got to put down?
Okay, so there are stipulations that we will discuss offline because we don't want to spend this whole moment
No, this-
and
this-
behind.
We trying to find the come up.
Because first time buyers out here is like
Variety of things
5%.
we want to talk
Oh,
about.
we getting
comedy.
it. No, this is a 2-hour show. Trust me.
Yeah, so
Everything
yeah,
is
but see,
related.
it's stuff.
We got editors.
But see,
Right.
here's another. I think here's why that's relevant.
Go ahead.
Because you as women have a different set of challenges than we
Fact.
do as men. So any advantages that you can take part of, it's like it helps you, like just being a comedian or actress or whatever. So there are like, what are some of the things that you do have to worry about that we as men don't have to worry about? Just being women.
Okay.
As a comedian now, not just
We can tag team that. Challenges that we have to. So I just want to restate the question so
Okay.
I understand what you're asking me.
Okay.
You want to know, as women comedians,
yes.
what are challenges that we face that you feel like men don't face?
Yes.
I think what
I don't have to think
immediately
about it.
comes to mind for me, one, is usury. And I don't know if that's the correct word, but
Being charged interest.
no, or like either assuming that we're dumb because we're females, like I don't know no better, or I don't know anything, or you could just tell me anything, or your intentions are to sleep with me, so you gonna pretend like you want to help me and pretend like you want to build when that's really not your true intent.
I can't
And
tell
having
you.
Out the
to
gate.
navigate
Yeah.
who's really for you, who's being a genuine comedian and they care about the craft and they care who comes into the craft, or this nigga is trying to get them draws.
Okay.
I
Out
can't
the
tell
gate,
you
okay.
how many times you got to even watch who's recommending you for a show. Let's just say you're having a show and Joe's like, you need to put Trina on your show. And you look at me and you be like, he probably fucking her. I ain't never heard of
Out
it. She
the
probably
gate.
ain't funny. We have to navigate that. Why is he recommending this woman? But whereas if it was his homie, he'd be like, this my homie from Houston. He funny. You see what I'm saying?
And
So
that
we
be
have
it.
to navigate that. But I can't tell you how many male comics are just men, period. Y'all give advice and we ain't even submitted the resume. Like, did we even ask you? You don't even know what I know. But you're coming over and you think you're going to put your arm around me and say, this is how you do this and this is how you do that. This guy trying to fuck you, but I'm really your friend. Like, nah,
The
bruh,
unsolicited
cut it
help.
out. You don't
Unsolicited
know.
help and
Yeah.
assistance in your
Yeah.
career.
Yeah.
I'm a
Here's thing-
producer.
It's a thing that men don't even think about too. Okay, if we out at the comedy club Tuesday nights, we at the factory, and we in there just talking and having a good time, and we leave at what 1, 2. You go get in your car, you go home. You go in your house. That's it.
Yeah.
When I go get in my car and go home, I have to be mindful of my surroundings.
Right.
Of who could be waiting for me, who's watching, who knows. Oh, Chelcye does comedy. She's getting home late at night. Let me hide in these bushes and wait on her to come out. That's just not something that male comedians think about, that I have to think about.
I feel you on that. I have to drive around the block 3 times just
Wow.
to feel safe to get up out the car. Because you looking in the mirrors, you're like, I don't want nobody to know where I stay. You sit there
People
for a
do
minute
pop
and you
up
look
at
around.
I've had a man pop up at my show.
A comedian?
Oh, yeah, pop up at the show.
Just like a random man.
Random.
I did not
Okay.
know, and was like, I follow you. I just wanted to come to your super great. I want to ask for a hug.
Well, okay. Well, I get now. See, and that's certain things. I don't want to say we don't have to worry about, because we do have to worry about shit like that too. But that's part of what we in it for somebody to say, "Oh shit, I saw you performing at the what's the face. I came to see you."
Yeah.
So that's kind of like, I guess, a double-edged sword, the gift and the curse.
But
I mean, because that's how, when you get that much bigger, then you're gonna
You
have.
want people to come out.
You're gonna want people to come.
Yeah,
out.
but you don't want them to
talk
follow
about
you
the
home. You don't want to do that.
Cut.
Follow you to your
See,
car.
hold on. Yeah, so she just said, so now they want to ask for a hug or they want to touch. I mean, that's pretty normal, to be honest. When
Is
people
it?
meet, you got to remember, people are looking at us as somebody different. They're looking at us as, wow, this person's, like we always like to say, a superhero.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? If I met Wonder Woman right now, I'm going to ask for a motherfucking hug. You know what I'm saying? Because she's a fucking superhero. And they looking at y'all as superheroes as well. So sometimes we got to, I feel like I get it. You know what I mean? Look, I was raised by women. You know what I mean? I had an older sister, rest in peace. So I got a lot of female friends that I have to protect. Are always like, yo, you got to be mindful of this. But see, in this business, we kind of got to, it's a fine line. You got to be on your P's and Q's, but you also got to know, like, all right, this person may be just a fan. So how do you know how to decipher whether or not, what's your comfortability levels, or where is it at?
When they don't
I
come to
base
your
it off
house.
how I feel. Like, don't get me wrong.
They don't
I have
pop
hug
up.
fans. I have hug. It warms my heart for somebody to come up to me after a show and be like, "Oh, I loved your set," or "You were my favorite." Like, that is a top tier feeling that I do not take for granted by any means. But you know what I'm saying, when it's tipping the lines of just a little bit more than that. And that's where I'm just like, okay, like in that moment, that particular situation, it just felt uncomfortable. And shout out to Ron G, who happened to be there in that moment, and he was able to weed me out of that situation, because it was the first time it happened. And my thing is, as a Southern girl, I'm like, I wasn't raised to be rude or standoffish. I'm, hey, how y'all doing? Speak to everybody. That's who I am.
Yeah.
But when I feel uncomfortable, it gets real, back up.
So
The content, we can't talk about the same content without the same judgment that you guys can do and get either. We can't come out the gate sexually or this what did in the bedroom and I took the charge. And then a lot of it, we can't get the credit without somebody thinking that we fucked our way up.
Well, shit, nowadays,
on what we deserve.
Hey,
Go ahead.
nowadays we can't get the credit without thinking the same.
Here's my thing. What I realized though is that's a two-edged thing, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes I cut men's. I've learned now at year 4 to cut men, because there are women who are comfortable with fucking they way up.
Facts.
yeah,
And
that
so my
happens.
thing is, what I want
too.
men,
And they try.
right? But I just want men to take a moment, if they would, and not assume that that's every female.
Of course
If you
not.
know 2 or 3 who have, that's cool. But guess what, baby? That's not everybody's route. And when you begin to treat us all the same, therein lies the problem for me. But you're right. I don't know how many jokes I have told on stage that are based in truth, because I think that's where the funny is.
Right.
But clearly there's exaggeration, and men immediately come up after me and like, well, I'll show you how to this. But a man can say he ate pussy all night long.
Yeah.
Nobody's coming up to him like, well, you can do, shut up. It's weird.
Sometimes those old baddie hags do.
Yeah, I've had
Yeah.
women.
You
Yeah,
ain't
and that's
knocking
Want
these
some
hands
candy,
down?
little boy?
absolutely not.
You ain't knocking that old pussy down. That's
You don't want no
vintage.
Lady Eloise
like
pussy?
Lady Eloise.
Yeah.
Just
She can teach you something.
Yes.
I don't have it. Shut out. Hey, look. I don't want it.
Why you
Don't
don't
want
want
it.
it? It's pussy. You don't want it?
It's no, not
The
that.
mileage? Is it the mileage?
Why?
Because it's old and liver spotted up.
How you know?
It's got. I'm in my
It
mind.
It might be
That's
like
old.
fine wine.
That's where I go in my mind. I'm immediately grossed out. Have you ever
So
had?
what's your age limit on the pussy?
On the pussy.
Yeah.
Yeah, pussy.
How about the woman? How about the woman?
Well, they're connected. You can't be 29 and have a 40-year-old pussy.
The hell you
Yo,
can.
you know what? I'll answer
That's
that.
a meme on the pussy.
Look, there's so many bad older women out now. So, to be honest, I don't even have an age limit at this point. I'm going by how fine they are.
You'll date a 50-year-old?
Would I date?
Yeah.
My woman gonna be 50 in 2 years.
Would you date a 50-year-old?
She has to be the exceptional
50 is very
exception.
young.
Wait. What?
I said the exceptional exception.
So what age do you want?
Do I want?
Yeah.
In between 28 and 36.
All right.
Yeah, he can keep that. Ain't nothing wrong with that age, but nah, like
What?
like I say on stage.
Face.
What are you gonna talk to a 28-year-old about?
I said range. It
But
doesn't
I'm asking.
It's kind of like a salary range. And look, I'll take this, but I'd rather.
Some of them can have more mileage than the 50-year-old vehicle.
Joe, how old are you? Joe is 50.
And you want a
I just-
28-year-old?
Look.
Boy, get out of town.
Haven't we already? First of all,
He's trying to order one on Amazon right now. He about to get his phone.
Listeners at home, just know we've kind of had this conversation
had
before,
nothing with Joe.
and she's trying. She's trying to insinuate and get something started. Off topic. This ain't why are you making this
The
about
heat
me?
is on in
No.
here.
We
Get a fan for
got,
Joe.
we got
Peep
Joe
game.
Fox dating episode
Yeah, we
coming
got
up
that
soon.
coming up.
Please bring me back.
We'll bring you back. We'll bring you back.
Please
See, I'm
bring me
people
back.
getting right. I said, "What you see that?"
You know,
He said the
Joe's
truth
been
is,
scarred.
Joe out here.
Very much.
Joe's been scarred.
I have not been scarred. I have not been scarred, but there is a preference that every person has. Just because I'm 50, in a Hollywood 50,
He said
I'll be a Hollywood 50. That means when I'm
See,
70,
man.
I'll be able to say 50 and people will believe it. Anyway,
The
I
way
can
you assume the way a vagina looks at 50, how come we can't assume that's the way a penis looks at 50?
Because them balls is ring.
You see what I'm saying?
because those are two different sexual organs.
Look, I
bet there's more mileage on a 50-year-old penis than a 50-year-old pussy.
You ain't gonna be able to
Let's take a
tell.
pause. Yeah, you is.
So let me ask y'all this then.
But okay.
What is your example of sleeping your way to the top? Because look, because you got some people that's like,
What is your example?
yo, I'm just dating.
about?
I'm single.
Oh, yeah.
I'm dating somebody who happened to be in a position of power. Like, do you think Cassie slept her way to the top with Diddy? Or like, what's
They were
your...
in a relationship.
Okay. So
I think we
an
need
abusive
clarity
one.
for this. What is sleeping your way to the top? We actually need to clarify this.
Yeah, but because it is like, listen, if Eddie Murphy walk in here and be like, "Is we fucking?" I'm fucking. It's Eddie Murphy.
Okay.
But the niggas that we do shows with now, no.
Okay.
It's not enough. You don't
That's not
have
high
enough.
enough. She said-
to make a difference.
So
She said no fucking lateral. Just said no fucking lateral.
I am shocked
She said,
right
So-
now.
if you're gonna fuck up, fuck way
Way up.
Okay.
These bitches be fucking for fries, for
So-
chicken wings.
So you're okay if
if it makes sense.
Okay. No, that's what I like. I like
It
that.
makes sense.
I like that. I like
Yeah.
that.
You know, that's
So-
honest.
And can I learn from you? If I'm fucking Eddie Murphy, you better believe I'm not just going to fuck him. I'm going to learn industry. I'm going to learn business. Like, it's got to be that is somebody you could soak so much up from. You should not be giving your body away anyway for just crumbs.
I
What
think
are
that's
we
life
doing?
too, not just in the
Right, that's
comedy
not just
world.
comedy,
This
you're
is for
right.
all the regular women out there. Fuck up. Do you hear me?
But I think that's where women kind of get their perception is get very misconstrued when it comes to stuff like that. A lot of 9 out of 10 times when you fuck all the way up like that, that man is not trying to soak any kind of knowledge or anything. He's just trying to fuck. And he's just going to try to continue to fuck. Now, maybe if he sees something special, I got to do the quotation, in you, it's a small chance that man might do something like that. But you got to think about all the chicks Diddy done smash, all the chicks, every man in the position done smash who think I can learn something.
That's
Newsflash.
also most women don't go into it. Here's my thing: if they ever trying to smash, if they're in their 20 to 30 range, and they're not even thinking about this, right? They are thinking, "Oh my God, I'm getting to sleep with such and such," and a man knows I'm taking advantage of her just wanting to sleep with me based off who I am. It's like you said, like, we want women to show up and be like, "Oh my God, you were so funny tonight. Let's fuck," which is wild. But that shit
like that?
happened.
Yeah, who
A lot of
is
groupies.
like that?
A lot of groupies.
I mean, yeah,
That's never happened to me.
Right, it happens all the time. And here's my thing.
Tell the truth.
I'm a woman. I love a man that makes me laugh too. So I understand the power of what that is.
Yeah.
That's a very real thing. But at this point, like you said, he would have to see something special in me, because if we're talking about a wealthy man and a fluid man, you're right. You're going to have to see something special in me. That's the only way it's going to work in general.
Yeah, newsflash. What I'm saying is, the woman that is fucking way up, she just wants something. Sometimes I don't think men give understanding to the fact that a woman could just want sex too. She's just not going to have sex with somebody that can't pay her bills, pump her gas, provide some type of growth, knowledge into whatever it is she's trying to do. Okay. I'm not going to even have friends that I can't get anything from. I don't want the downward. I don't want you pulling me down.
Wait
you know
a minute. Wait a minute.
So let's not confuse dating and fuck. I know we keep saying fuck up, but it's like, if you're dating, you're dating. You want more than that. If you're fucking, make it make sense. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. So at what point can the brother, whoever it is, say, I really like you? It's not just about all of that. Can he volunteer this and say, look, I really like you. There ain't nothing that I'm just trying to do for you just because we are having sex like that. But I just really like you. I want to have a relationship with you. But in your mind, you're thinking,
these are my opinions. It's not in my mind. This is my opinion to the topic.
Well, no, I'm asking what that is.
When can he say that?
Let's get the question out.
I like you, and we're having sex. There's no opportunistic thing. Other than I really like you and I want to have a relationship with you.
I've never met a woman that doesn't like to learn from whoever she's around. If you can teach me something and teach me how we're supposed to be dating, what you're looking for, you can show me that better than you can tell me that. So at that point, if that man says, you know what, babe, tonight we ain't just coming over here after 12. I'm gonna pick you up at 12 noon and I'm gonna show you something, because I want to experience something with you. I've never met a woman that said, "Nah, I don't want to do that. I just want to go fuck."
And it also depends.
Show her how to love you.
Okay, that's
and it also
that's
depends
the line right there.
How it's starting off, because a lot of times it's hard to go from the fucking stage to the dating stage.
Exactly.
That it's backwards. And if you start off with the fucking stage and then trying to whatever, it already done, did a little switch in his head to be like, yo, I'm not trying to go to this dating stage. I'm not trying to teach you anything. I'm not trying to do any of this. I'm just trying to smash.
Yeah.
Only thing I want to teach you is what I like to do when it comes to me smashing.
Right.
So a lot of times, you know what I mean? Like my acting coach used to say, you can't fuck them, okay? If you're trying to get something, don't fuck them. All right?
Wow.
All right?
Acting coach.
Rest in peace, Ivan Markota. Yeah, he used to tell us this in acting class.
Don't do it.
He was in his 80s.
Yeah.
Old white guy from Poland. One of the, I love them as an acting coach, man. And he used to tell us in class to all the women, okay, when you go to them parties, don't fuck them. Okay?
Hilarious.
He's not going to do nothing for you.
It sends a message.
You have to hold out.
But that's in life. I don't think that's just comedy. Sometimes
it is.
we think these things
it is
are
in
just
life,
comedy, but that's life.
But we're talking about in this particular business where
it happens.
We're trying.
But here's the thing, it happens in the Navy too. When you want to make rank and move up, and you're a E2
corporate
and
America.
you fuck with the chief, corporate America, shit. The people at Walmart, you a cashier and you want to be a manager, you gonna fuck the manager. These things
you can get your shift. You can get your shift you
these
want.
things are not comedy specific. However, I feel like however you would move. Here's the thing: this is a small community.
There we go.
And then the business gets out. And then my thing is, like, this is what we have to deal with as women, as Katrina said. Like, if Trey recommends me to you, it's gonna put in your mind, well, why is he, instead of it just being she's just good, it's he must got something with her. That's okay.
You know what? You are absolutely right about that. That there is that assumption is like you look for these clues.
Why?
But no, I'm talking about in general. Like, because I've had that happen before. I've had that happen. Hey, yo, man, put my girl on, and I'm like.
What sucks is when she don't be good. Whether he's hitting her or not.
Yeah, that's always
That's
bad.
what's
I don't believe in that at all. I'm like,
I need
Nah,
somebody
son.
other than
See
you
her
to
first.
vouch
I need to see her
for
first.
this
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
But I've had that happen, and it's like it's obvious. It's like, oh yeah, you breaking off. Like
I'm so glad that I never been that dude. Like I can honestly say I never been the dude that's like, yo, I'm gonna try to get this girl an opportunity to try to smash. I've never been the dude to be like, yo, let me help you with your material so I can try to smash. Like anytime.
Have you been dismissive?
Meaning what?
Like year one, I started, and I had a good set somewhere, and a seasoned comic came over and was like, "Who helped you write that?"
Ooh.
Sometimes men are not. It's
no.
not a sexual disrespect. It's a disrespect to how good you could be. And I was like, "Who do you think I am that I got a team of Negroes sitting around helping me write?"
Yeah.
Name one consonant in the letter in the name of the brother who.
I
said
will
that.
not.
We put
And
names
here's my
out in
thing.
the show.
I talk to him now all the time.
We put names out in the
Do you
show.
remind him
FYI.
that he did that to you?
No.
You weren't offended.
I did one, like once we began to get cool, I did. And he was like, well, I was just asking because it was good. Like there are things that men do that they think is complimentary. That is not.
Insulting.
I mean, I've asked dudes that. Yo, who helped you?
Oh, okay. And see, sometimes we
Okay.
need to know that.
We need to know you would say that to the men too.
Yeah, see, I think sometimes women, start taking a little, and I get it.
Because we're working very hard.
Yeah, and so you guys might take things a little bit too personal. But what you guys got to understand, what you don't have to understand, I got to watch how I say certain things. But sometimes you have to get that. Comedy's a majority. It's a male-dominated sport, and you guys are in the locker room. You guys are literally in the male locker. There's no female-male locker room in a comedy game. It's unisex.
Even the bathrooms are unisex.
It's unisex.
now.
Okay.
So you guys sit back
women
and you
coming in
hear
things too.
everything. You hear the ins, the outs, the stories, the this, the that. You guys just gotta hear everything because it's male dominated.
True.
And so some things you guys I feel like you just gotta get comfortable in being like, yo, that's just the business that I'm in. I said that to say that everything is not personally attacked towards women. We gonna treat you like one of the dudes.
So
Okay,
what I
but-
do is I start asking men when they say something out the way, like, "Come on, let's talk about it over dinner." I'm like, "Would you say that to the male comic too?"
No,
So
but
when
we-
I tell you I'm not gonna go, why you offended? I don't. This not.
Them the slimy one.
Let me piggyback on that. I love that you said that, and that is my deepest desire, but that is not true. Because being in the Navy, that's one thing the Navy did give me. I worked with nothing but dudes. We worked together. Everything's together. In the Navy, that's when I learned how men talk, how men really think about women, how like that gave me insight. So it's really nothing that a comedy nigga could say to me now that I have not already heard. But that's just Chelcye's story. I have that experience.
got thick skin.
Right? Niggas in comedy, if we're all sitting in the green room at a laugh factory somewhere, and it's females that they even think in the back of their goofy ass mind that they have a potential chance with, they not gonna say the fucked up shit that they would normally say if me and Katrina is sitting in there. They're not gonna treat us like
We
one
don't
of
let.
themselves.
Yeah.
They're not
Y'all don't put out that
at all.
energy.
How
I worked in
y'all
the
hanging
barbershop.
around?
I worked in the barbershop and I got 5 brothers. So I call them out. You will get embarrassed.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this on that. If there was a dude, a man, comedian or otherwise, being who you are as a comedian and you know guys and how they think and all that, what are the type of things that just instantly turn you off?
Arrogance.
Arrogance. Okay. Like that.
That I'm just, don't get me wrong, you need to have confidence
Arrogance,
to
yeah.
do this job. But that arrogance for me, it makes my skin crawl.
Who's one of the most
can't-
arrogant comedians you know?
Oh, Jesus.
We drop names on this show. We drop names on this show. This is why it's live.
But I bet you could say, because arrogant ones know that they're arrogant.
Say their
and they pride
initials
themselves on
backwards.
It's
being
okay.
arrogant.
Say their
I
initials
know a
backwards.
couple.
Name one. Who's arrogant? Name one.
You know them.
We know all
We
of them.
probably all know them.
Okay, name them in grocery store initials.
Yo, what?
Like, Ralph's.
They probably already know they're arrogant, and they probably been called worse. You might as well.
Yeah.
Right. No, I'm not going to say their name. It's pointless.
Wow.
Oh, man. This is
That's-
a safe,
you know
this
what,
is a safe
nowadays-
space here.
Yeah. Nowadays,
Oh, I know.
arrogance is not bad to a lot of people nowadays. Some people, like you said, pride themselves in being arrogant. You know what I mean?
That might be grimy.
Date. That's something that's
might be
hard for us to be able to date, being in the entertainment industry and specifically being a comedian. I have a hard time dating.
Should you date other female comedians?
I have not ever dated a female comedian.
Why?
Define
I just haven't really found one that I was like, I'll date her. Like
Why?
I don't know, man. It's just
There's pretty ones.
There are
Pretty
several
classy,
pretty ones.
fun.
There's a bunch of them.
Right.
You know, I feel like they just. I just didn't really have that interest in wanting to pursue any dating. I just
It wasn't because they were a comedian?
Nah, I was just like, I ain't really. I'm not vibing with them to be like
dating your coworkers.
You do be a little standoffish, so I get that.
You know what I mean? Like have I messed with a comedian years ago? You know what I mean? Even before I moved to LA. But
we're not gonna count that.
Yeah. But I'm real like, I just be like, yo, so y'all, like, I'm cool on it. Like, it is not because they're not attractive. I mean, look at you guys. You guys are very attractive.
Is it like coworkers? Like,
it ain't even that. I just never.
Don't give them an out.
I don't really just take the time to be in female comedians' faces like that because I already know a lot of the struggles y'all deal with. I know what y'all going through.
So why not be an ally then?
I do. I am.
Okay.
Yo, anytime I have female comedians come to the crib. I'd be like, yo, I'm having something at the house. Come through, come eat, come drink, come have a good time.
Okay.
At one point, you know what I mean? And I had multiple rooms. I was like, yo, if y'all need to crash, come crash. And I never been thirsty in that sense to be like, yo, I knocked down this so-and-so, on the comedian tip. Some dudes be wanting to smash comedians. I was never really on that. You know what I mean? Now, to be honest, like, if the opportunity presented itself on some just organic, natural, okay. Yeah. But I've never been the one to try to pursue a female comedian.
You'll date a female comedian? Why not?
One, she would have to be the exceptional exception, meaning there they would have to be an established rapport that says we're consciously not in this bullshit mind frame. It's not going to be like a competition. It's not about.
Okay, I get that.
It's like, okay, this is a possibility. Here is how we can establish a good, healthy relationship. And here's what we do as comedians. Mm-hmm. And it's not like we're competing
against each
other. Because there's always those relationships when they're not in the same lane and there's a competition type vibe. Well, you get to do whatever you want to do and you're successful and I'm not. And then there's the battle of control and you don't spend time with me and there's always that conflict that doesn't need to be there.
Right.
So if that's there and two comics are in the building,
and then sometimes, dating a comedian period is a liability issue. Yeah, liability.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
that's definitely right.
What's your hustle like? Are you starving? Are you hungry? You got gas money? It's a lot of things, you give with a female comedian. It's just like, and it's just like, yo, and that ain't even.
Do it again. What they do? One more time, Trey.
Can I get $20?
That's what the men do, right?
I'm like, yo,
they bumming everything off of you.
So for me,
can you give me some stage time here? Can you get? Can you
sound like every male comic I've ever met?
No, facts too. Which is why I'm like, yo, what's your hustle like? You know what I mean? Are you out here? Do you have a realistic perception of what you're doing?
Yeah.
Or are you sitting here using the word manifest 15 times a day? Because for me,
shots fired.
That means unemployed.
It's true though.
I'm just gonna manifest and your rent due. Ain't no manifesting that. You need to go out here and hustle.
Yeah, you bring Jesus into it.
Candles ain't
gonna get you there. Lord.
No. They trying to blame everybody else but themselves. Jesus will fix it.
Yeah,
Hold
so-
on a second. Your decision making is foul.
So when I hear military background, I'm like, okay, you got some type of work ethic, some stability. When I hear, salon owner, and you were married at one point in time, you have kids, so you have a sense of responsibility. You know things that got to get done. You gonna make sure that things get done. See, those are some of the green flags that I look for. You know what I mean, in anybody. So but when you see a lot of, and I'm talking from a male dating a female comedian, because it's niggas on that shit too.
Yeah.
But those are the things, and you don't see that. I'm like, this not, you know what I mean?
How can you enrich each other's lives and it's not about you living off of somebody just because they're there and we have something in common, but you're, like you said, your hustle spirit is not what it needs to be. One, to be in this relationship, let alone as a performer.
You don't need to be in a relationship. If she's bumming $20 off him or vice versa, then they just don't need to be in a
They
relationship.
ain't ready.
Well, I don't agree with that, but all I'm saying is it's the hustle.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm like, there's 24 hours in a day. What have you done in those 24 hours?
I used to think, though, if two like-minded comedians could come together and share certain things and grow each other, and they
That's dope.
hustle together, but I realized that was a fairy tale.
A lot of I promise
I
you.
was delusional.
In one of my relationships, I dated an artist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She wasn't a comedian, but it's like, yo, I'm opening up for her. She opening up for
Yeah,
me.
that's dope.
I'm like, yo, somebody. But at one point, I realized, but my hustle was more.
Oh.
Because I'm still working a regular gig,
Yeah.
but I'm making major moves and like I'm making a name for myself out here. But I'm hustling all around the clock. I'm hustling on every corner, and then this person is hustling on this corner. So it's just like, damn, like you're right. We had a good thing going as far as from an artist standpoint,
Right.
But that shit don't, like you say, that's a fucking fairy tale. That don't mean anything.
Y'all don't feel like at some point people that are not comics or not entertainers, are they ever gonna get it? You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
I've had
like
that
I
too.
could be on a date
Yeah.
and it just gets so corny so fast. He'd be like,
Yeah.
"You a comic, right? Okay, don't be writing me until your set."
hate that.
You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Or he like this. Or this one here. Here, I'm gonna give you this one and you can use it. You ain't even gotta say I gave it to you. Like, I don't want your shit. Just talk about who you are and what we gotta even go there about you trying to help me, y'all. Did I say I needed
Don't
your
put
help?
me in
Yeah.
your little
I don't
joke.
do that.
Yeah.
That is the worst.
Just be you. So sometimes I feel like, no, I don't see myself dating a comic, but who I'm gonna date that's gonna
Get it, yeah.
But see that. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Joe.
I was gonna say, I had a situation where and this is when I first started off, and she's like, "Don't you write me into your jokes?" I said, "Well, if you can't be in my jokes, then you can't be in my life, because this is
true.
my life. That's all. And you happen. It's not like I'm disrespecting it. I don't know what her thing was. It's like you thought I was gonna do.
But if I just met you, what makes you think
Yeah,
I'm
right.
gonna use you immediately?
No.
that
Right,
part.
Like
right.
you gotta be
earn
about
that.
you gotta earn that.
That is right. But that
I
was
talk
that
about
was
my son
that
and
was
me.
several
I'm not
weeks
gonna-
in.
I just
like
met you.
it was just a.
I'm gonna talk about you because you lame, because you just asked me that. I'm about to make this a whole joke.
Here's
Yeah.
I think I was a little spiteful because I think, hey, come out to the show, and you're not that good. You only got like 5 minutes, and it wasn't slamming. It wasn't, and then like they don't believe. It's like
They don't believe in your dream.
Listen, you
Now they be like, you should
that's
quit.
fine.
I was like, what? Okay, I
trying to
feel
invite you
that
to
you
the
don't
show.
believe in what.
Yeah.
I had a
invite
man
you to my
ask me,
job.
"What are you gonna do if that don't work out?"
Yeah,
and
that
just
ain't-
that question in and of itself, you're not for me.
Yeah,
You're not for me.
By
yeah,
myself.
yeah.
And I think
Okay, it depends on. They may be looking at you. I can't call it, but if a man asks you that at a certain point,
I think
maybe
it's
he's like,
unacceptable.
what was that?
It shouldn't be a point where
I'm talking. How did he ask that? I'm curious.
And he hadn't even been to a show.
Okay,
So that's
there you
also
go.
part of it.
There you go.
And here's my thing. I get from the outside person who works the 9 to 5, I get it. But I feel like once I let you see me and you still ask me that, it's a problem.
when they don't know how serious it is to you.
Yeah. But my thing
Yeah.
is I can verbally express it to you. I can let you know the sacrifices that I've made in my life to do this, to be a part of it. And my thing is, yes, comedy's been the last 4, but this is to me, I'm 10 years in because of theater. I'm 10 years in because of
Just
acting. This
as
isn't
an artist.
new. Yeah, as an artist. That's what my heart is.
Shout out to my theater people. Came up in theater. I was Mr. Macy's and Miracle on 34th Street. I was the Beaver in the Lion Witch in the Wardrobe.
Okay,
I
did community theater. The Piper.
I love theater. Yeah.
Yeah.
But wait. I don't like how you threw that in though.
What?
You talk about I'm standoffish. Wait. What the fuck?
You did gloss over that.
Very much so.
I come up to Trey. I don't wait for Trey because Trey he falls back, and you be like, I'm not gonna let you not speak to me
back.
today.
Trey, I'll be
Here
in
we go.
Okay, so
You can tell me your real perception.
Yeah, no,
I'm
about to give it to you. Rest in peace, Boogie B. So I know you and Boogie were close. And let me say this, and this could have been my own. I didn't know that until Boogie passed away.
Wow.
And so I met Boogie year one, and we always year one comedy for me because we just vibed over. He was from New Orleans, and I was from Houston.
Now Boogie was going to try to smash.
But he did it.
But Boogie was going to try. Boogie was going to be nice to you.
He was going to be nice. And don't get me wrong, Boogie knew how. There are men who still know how to be complimentary to a woman without making it weird.
Yeah.
And Boogie was one of those men. And I feel like it's an East Coast Southern thing too.
Dang, girl,
West Coast men.
Man, so immature.
He didn't do all that extra shit. Cause I don't play that game with niggas in general, so they
He's
know.
so hey beautiful.
I can't with him. But every time I saw Trey, it was just we would make eye contact, and then you would just move. And I'm the thing is, I could speak, I could, but so could you, because my thing is you a man.
Okay.
And I'm a woman. And I don't care I don't care if I'm a female comedian, I don't care if I'm a female doctor. You are a man. I am a woman. It is for you to speak.
How dare you?
I'm not.
How dare
So
you?
when was it? So when was this like a particular time that I saw you and I didn't see
All
you?
the time.
Okay.
We would just never speak to each other.
And were we formally introduced? Did Boogie introduce us? How did that go?
Never.
Okay.
Somebody did introduce us like a
Was it
year
Chico?
ago.
Was it Chico?
Might have been Chico.
Okay. And then
Might have been.
And I was like, yo.
And then still nothing. Still very rude. Still very stand up. And I'm like, that's just Trey.
Damn. Yo.
That's not the first time you heard that. Can't be.
Yeah, it is.
Really?
Trey, cut the shit.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you this.
I'm shocked.
Yo, I'm gonna say this, and this is true shit. I've never heard that until I was in Dallas, and me, my guy, another comedian, we was doing a New Year's Eve show, and I went to a cigar bar, smoke, right? These ladies walked in, my guy Wavy, talking to the ladies, and somebody else we were with, talking to the ladies. I'm chilling. Like, yo, I'm getting my cigar, I'm gonna smoke. You know what I mean? I'm grown. I'm chilling. After a while,
I'm chilling.
one of the chicks says something to me, and I was just like, yeah. And we started having a conversation. She was like, well, I'm surprised you talk, because you acting standoffish. You was acting real standoffish when we first walked in here.
That's not the same, babe.
No, but this is the first time I heard about me being standoffish. She's like, your energy was off. And I was like, I said, I apologize. I said, but I've been going through stuff. I've had 3 people that passed away, so I'm not me right now. I said, but I'm not standoffish. I'm just chilling. I said, now, mind you, I think it's part of my maturity, but let me tell you why. If you met me in my 20s and 30s, especially with me and Boogie together, it couldn't be a woman that was that could be 100 feet away. Yeah. Like we was always like, like the life of the party.
I can't even see you doing that.
But
me either.
Man,
I can't. I'm just gonna be honest.
When Trey with the braids, and Trey when I
had braids?
Yeah, see, like it like yo, and me and Boogie used to be the life of the party, and then Boogie. And then the older I got, I started getting a little bit more relaxed. And Boogie energy was still the light. So I would sit back. chill, and then I see Boogie doing all the entertaining, and I'd be like, all right, he got it. And then if it was time for us both to do whatever, we would do it. But I think it came with my maturity because I do realize my energy is not how it used to be. Because back in the day, I was very inviting, and I still am. But it's just about just saying what's up, and I'm like, yo, what's up? I'll give you a hug. Right. I'll be like,
you are a very nice man. Let me define this too, because I'm drawn to a chilling in the cut type of man. That's the kind of man I like. A mystique. Niggas don't know what he be doing and how he moving. I like that kind of man. There is a difference between that and then I have been in your presence 6-7 times and we never say shit to each other.
Yeah, and
6-7 different
that sounds about right.
And never say anything to each other.
Don't do that. I'm gonna get your stuff. Okay, so maybe I thought like, well, why she ain't
But this
speaking?
has been in the past 3 years, so this might have also been why you was going. I've only been in the game 4 years.
Okay.
So this, we've lost Boogie. You lost your sister. That might have been like, man, I ain't got time. And this is what I've had to learn too. Comedians who have been in the game longer, you're not bitter. That's not what I mean anyway. But you've seen so much. And sometimes it's just like, man, I ain't got time for another new face, another new something. Because
we don't even feel like being at the club.
Exactly. I don't know how long this person's even going to be around.
Right.
Exactly. So it's not until you've seen this person enough times and maybe heard from a few friends who are still open that, oh yeah, Chelcye cool, oh yeah, Katrina cool, they putting in the work, they doing that, then you will. So that's why I would never
Chico
go
was that
somewhere
guy.
and be like, oh yeah, I don't fuck with Trey Elliot. No, I just
Chico was that guy for me. Like, and it wasn't even like Chico was like, yo, Chelcye. Oh yeah. And I thought, I know her, yeah. But yo, I apologize. It was never nothing personal. No. And now I'm gonna make a mental note, like, to make sure that my energy levels are better. But yo, you just described it to a T. Yeah. I've been out here for 14 years. Yeah. We done seen women everybody, men and women come and go. Mm-hmm. And then, like I said, with women, it's just like, yo, you could be cool. And I've had some female comedians out here. I try to be like, hey, or give them a hug, and they like, I don't hug male comedians. And I be like, I ain't about to speak to no. Wow. I ain't speaking to no other chick no more than like.
When I hear that, I say, yeah, you do.
You gotta kind of. So, because I know how my energy is, and when I fuck with you, I fuck with you.
When your birthday?
I'm December 30th.
Oh, you're a Sagittarius.
I'm a cat.
Oh, okay.
Me, LeBron James,
oh my God,
Tyrese, Tiger Woods.
Sometimes if I'm not on the lineup, men be like, they didn't even know I was a comedian. They just think I'm hanging around as a groupie. You know what I'm saying? They have to see me a couple times, and I work on the other side of the camera too.
Yeah.
And a lot of them just see me on the other side of the camera, and I just be like, no, bro, I'm a comedian. Like, cut it out.
Well, with you, listen, when I saw you at Paper's party.
Okay, so you do know. Okay.
I came up to you and hugged you.
Did you?
Yeah, I was like, yo, what's up?
That was a first, Trey.
I was like, oh, shit, what up? Give you a hug, what up? And then sometimes
then when you see me, what you do?
I'm like...
I be getting Trey though. I ran to you at the airport, and I be like, okay, I'm going to make sure.
And what did I say at the airport?
I come up to you and I be like, hey, Trey, where you headed? Like, we have a whole conversation.
Don't do that.
I ain't gonna do that.
Yeah.
We could be hosting something, you know.
Yeah.
And I feel like people see me in different times. Maybe I don't know. Sometimes dudes be forgetting.
I gotta tell you this. Okay. Timmy.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, and this is not personal. Yeah. And I got the nickname Hollywood Trey, but it ain't because I act Hollywood.
Okay, see, now you don't just get that nickname and then be like, this is the first time I've ever heard
what a coincidence. It's a coincidence, right?
But the Hollywood part don't come from being standoffish.
Where'd it come from?
It came because, I have my thing is I name drop everybody else. So she goes like, Trey, what you doing? Oh, man, I'm here chilling with Fox. That's it. So that became my inside. So, and I embraced it. Gotcha. So now it's kind of like my inside joke I do with people. But no, sometimes I just be on my cool boy shit too. I'm a Jersey nigga, so sometimes I be like, I'm cool. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just
I think that's probably why we didn't speak, because I'm like, oh, that nigga cool. I'm cooler.
But yo,
emotionally went up each other.
I recognize cool. I recognize swag. I recognize so. Sometimes the energies could be like, well, she cool, I'm cool, but she gonna have to be cool. You know, she gonna have to come at me first with the cool. And then I'll break. I'll be like, all right, fuck it. Like, you know what I mean?
I'll break. But it was never no ill. Let me say that. That's why it was never anything bad. My thing is I'm never gonna say anything bad, and I've never even had a conversation with this person. That's wild to me. Because I've had that done to me, and I know what that feels like. Yeah. And it's like, you've never even talked to me. How do you have this whole built up notion of who I am?
Yeah, maybe I you know, I'm trying to take the mysteriousness too far, and maybe I just tone it down. Maybe take it to an 8. You know what I'm saying?
Now we have clear the air.
No, we've been speaking now. Yeah, even before today.
Yeah, but you still had it. It's good that you said that here.
Yeah, I'm glad you told me that, because now other people who don't know me as well might think that about me. And you know, like Fox said, he's surprised that, you know.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
Tell him, fuck him. Like, if it's not, here's my thing. That is truly how I felt, right? But that didn't stop you from getting no money. That didn't stop you from eating this morning. Like, that's how I felt. Yeah. Life went on for the both of us.
Yeah.
But I love that we're acknowledging it now. That's super and that's great. But that's also, I have learned to be like, people will have these preconceived notions for whatever reason. Mm-hmm. Whether they gonna base it in something or they done pulled it out the goddamn sky. Yeah. And if you know that that's not who you are, fuck him. Yeah. Fuck him.
Sounds like Bernie Mac. People don't like you being who you are, fuck them.
I can't. I just can't.
Isn't it funny how just one little conversation can just solve all your preconceived notions? Like, you get it out. Some people stay away and they miss opportunities because of that.
Based off of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The uncomfortability or the weirdness. Like, it didn't matter how many times who do or don't speak. I'm just going to go up to you because I don't want to be weird no more. I'm going to say something.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying with Timmy. Yeah. Timmy changed her hairstyle at least 3 times a week.
Yeah, I was about to say a week.
And I promise you,
don't know. You can
I never Timmy. What's her name?
Mason made production. Shout out.
Yeah, she got the show every Thursday.
First and third.
Yeah, I was supposed to do a show one time. I couldn't do it because I had to go on the road. I hit her, yo, Timmy, my fault. I want to do it. But I promise you, my next available Thursday, whatever, I'm going to do it. Every time Timmy see me or I see her, I don't speak to her. And it ain't because I don't want to speak. I don't recognize it.
Because of the hair?
Then
Stop it.
Yo, I don't know what it is about me. So, and Timmy, and let me tell you what Timmy does. And I love Timmy for this. She'll come up to me, hey Trey, it's Timmy. God dang, Timmy, come here and give me a goddamn hug. You done change your hair again. I know. But I really, I don't know why. When I see her, I just can't put Timmy to Timmy. And she always got to come up to me and be like, Trey, it's me. And I'm like, yo, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, yo, because I promise
That's wild.
That is very wild. Did you not say that you were raised by black women?
Yeah.
Who, as a collective, one of them in there changed their hair regularly. I am a woman who changes her hair regularly.
Yeah, but you know what it is?
You're not.
You know the face.
But you know what it is?
Cut it.
I have not really indulged in.
Cut it.
I have not indulged in like a full-fledged conversation. I have never just been like my. Sometimes you got to take people's face in.
Yeah.
On some real shit.
Are we listening?
You got to be like, it got to. And with Timmy, it's always either dark. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Or it's just a quick interaction, and it's never. And then, like I said, she be wearing hats. Her hair might go from black to red, and when I go somewhere, sometimes I just be moving. I'm like boom, 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 and she know I don't mean it's never personal, and she always be like, Trey, it's me. And I'd be like, God damn, Timmy.
Well, praise God for Timmy and her willingness and openness. Shout out to her and her show every Thursday.
Yeah.
No chase.
If you're in the Los Angeles area, you can check it out.
Yeah, at the townhouse, right?
There to recognize
the
townhouse. Shout out to Mason Made Productions. I give a shout out to Timmy. We always joke about every time she books me, I got some bigger gig that comes up. She's like my good luck charm. I was like, book me. Like, she hadn't booked me in a minute, and ain't shit happened since. So I was like, I got to get a booking from her. So then something else, then I can cancel on her and do the bigger thing. I know that's kind of weird, but it's like,
up.
No, it's not. she's my good luck charm, and I recognize
For
that.
all the people that are listening and watching, everybody in the entertainment industry has some type of superstition, some type of weirdness, some type of irregularity that they just feel is the source to why they do or don't get opportunities. And this is a prime example of that.
So you don't have one?
Huh?
You don't have one?
No, I don't. I'm gonna win. WIN. I'm not concerned about the win. WHEN.
Okay.
I just try to make every day matter.
Okay.
Well, you know, I wouldn't say it's a superstition. It was just funny how that's happened on more than one occasion. So that's why I say that. It's like, okay, Timmy, it's time for you to book me so I can cancel. because you know, I feel.
Do you do that to the mail bookers?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't happen. Sorry. Like, you know, like, why should it? Wait, hold on a second.
else do you want
I feel like there's some tone there.
okay.
No. Is there some feminism going on here?
just
I just
think
need
that-
to. I need to put up a shield or something.
I was just asking a question.
I do it to the guys too. Yeah. Fuck them. No, that's what you needed to hear. No, I was just joking. No. So let me ask you this. Let's change gears for a second. You were talking about moving here and these things that you have to go through. What is it that you ladies have done specifically, if you don't mind telling? You know, maybe someone else can be helped by this. When you came out here, your support system to make it, because we kind of talked about people sleep for this, sleep for that, and you know, what do you do to actually earn money out here?
Selling pussy.
Okay.
See,
you know,
when somebody come to your house talking about I got $25,
If they find that motherfucker, you know what? They deserve it.
I heard a lady comic say this, and I was shocked. She said, I'm not trying to live 5 to a 1-bedroom apartment. If I gotta suck a little something, give a hand job or two to some old dude, at least I'll have a mattress.
A female comedian told you this?
She told a lot of people this.
On stage?
Oh, where? Who? Say their name. It's a safe space.
Well, I'm not gonna say her name.
Nah, he ain't.
Why?
Because I don't remember this person's name. I just remember.
Hey, if you remember she out here giving hand jobs and blow jobs, you know her name.
Well, it wasn't to me. I'm just like she's probably serious.
Do you ask the million comics how they get money out here?
I most certainly do.
Do you really?
Yeah.
And they tell you to mind your goddamn business, don't they?
No, they don't. But they don't say no shit like that.
I wonder why.
Listen, niggas do be fucking females for a place to live too, though.
Oh, yeah.
But they don't loudcast it.
Niggas that married whole bitches that wasn't in love just to have a place to stay.
You know, and that's a horrible way to live.
I wonder what is it about it being a secret though, not just here, but just why people don't like to say what else they do in order to make money if it's not nothing degrading.
Let me answer the question.
That, but that's a real thing.
Let me answer the question first. I didn't have a support system, and somebody brought this to my attention not too long ago of how bold and wild and courageous, and we overlook, especially as women, but as comedians as a whole, the things that we've done to make our dreams come true.
Right.
I knew absolutely no one in the city of Los Angeles. I was freshly divorced. I had a 4-year-old son and a dream. I had maybe $4,000 or $5,000 saved up, and I had found base housing in San Pedro, and I had convinced my mother to come with me. That was all I did have, but that ended up, here's my thing, that was not the blessing that I thought it was gonna be.
Okay.
Because Catherine was like, why you coming in late? Like, it wasn't the roommate situation that I thought it was gonna be. It was
mama.
This was my mama from when I was 16, so that really didn't pan like I thought it was gonna pan. But in terms of like knowing where to go, who to meet, how to figure shit out, I had to figure it out on my own. But again, like I said, the hell that I had went through in the Navy let me know that I'd rather be out here on my own, figuring out and doing what I love than any of that one day longer. And it was also something about having a kid drives you in a different way. I think even if I didn't have my son, I would have got out the military and definitely still came to LA.
How old's your son?
Now 14.
Okay, so please, because we know people, people who've made it, like a Taraji P. Henson.
Yeah.
Who
That's
talks
what I thought
about
of.
her son,
Yeah.
and she came out here with him when he was small. And see, I was fortunate when I moved here when my son was 10, but he stayed in Maryland with his mom. So I was, I had the freedom to be able to
Do what you want to
go
do.
hard and do, do what I wanted to do. So, but it still drove me to make sure that I did what I had to do, because I knew what I sacrificed and what I knew my plan. That was the hardest thing I had to do, was to leave him. Yeah. But I knew that I had to, just do that in order to do what I needed to do. But for women out here that are watching, and for both of you guys that are, both of you guys are moms. And that's a full-time job.
Yeah.
So just to know your struggle. So what all else? Like, were there moments where you was just like, I can't do it? Or was there moments when your son, just guide us through that? You know what I mean?
Listen, I had a moment just last year where I considered, and I've come so much farther, accomplished a lot, and I was gonna go home, and I had to really let go of this idea of every time. Here's my thing. Everything in comedy was going the way it was supposed to go. Life on this end, like the daily life things, were not going well. And I was like, I don't think about going home until this shit start falling apart. And so I've got to realize that this dream is going to come with some hard times. And that don't mean that Houston is the escape. But when your parents get sick and you can't readily go, and all of these just other life things were happening, it was very difficult. I think for me, I'm very open and transparent in the way that I've raised my son. So he sees the ups, the downs. And I'll say this, my mom worked at the post office for 29 years. My mom should not have worked that job. She should have been a school teacher. She should have done something with kids. But what I watched it do is suck the soul and life out of her and who she was. And I was still very much raised on love, but I could tell when I look back on it, my mama was over it probably by the time I got 15.
Yeah.
And that's really when you need to be on your kid's ass around that teenage time. And she was just done. And so for me, I'm very much in the game and in tune because I'm doing what I love. And though it's a lot, and we deal with shitty dudes and bookers and not getting paid sometimes what we're worth, all of these things, it's still worth it to me. It's very fulfilling in that way. And if he gets to see that, that's something I almost can't teach him, if that makes sense. You got to see that. You got to know that, right? So, yeah, there are moments, man, where I've cried. There have been times I've cried my eyes out right before going to hit a stage. There are times in my son, I had to go over here and have parent-teacher conference and then go hit the stage. Like it's never easy, but I feel like you choose your heart. Like I said,
You choose your heart?
You choose your heart.
Oh, yeah,
Because
I like
I could be an aircraft director. I could go back and do that. I could be working at any firehouse in the city of Los Angeles. It's easy. I could walk into any post office and get a job. There's not too many places where I couldn't go in and have what's called a good job. And I would be miserable.
See, my story. Oh, go ahead.
No.
My story is a bit different. I am a creative. I've always been a creative. I've always been an artist. But I cannot create if I got bills due. Like, I just cannot. It weighs on me. I don't like it. I've always been the one to handle my shit. The car insurance, the bills. Even in my marriage, I made more money. I was the breadwinner. I'm not going to say I multitask, but I know how to maximize my day. So I knew if I want to work on my creative stuff, I got to get this done, this done, this done. Now it's my time for me. So being a mother, when I really got serious about comedy, my kids had decided they wanted to go stay with their dad.
Okay.
I had to fly out and visit them every 5 weeks just to stay connected and be a mom. You know, when you leave here, you feel like you're missing something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I had to understand, how can I make this work? I never thought that it wouldn't work, and I think that's part of the secret. So what I had to do mentally every day, I do have something weird that I do. I do prayer and push-ups. Every day I needed to start out with that winning energy because I knew it was going to be difficult. One, being away from them, but two, now they're all at the age where they like, she going to quit and come home. She out there by herself because the husband and the kids were my support. They were cheering me on when I first started. Now that they're gone, okay. Then I had a comedian tell me, you never gonna make it till you quit everything and put all your energy into comedy. So I graduated film school, got a job at Kev on Stage Studios. None of them even knew I was a comedian. I was working on the other side of the camera, engineering in the podcast room.
Wow.
Comedians used to joke with me like, you be sitting there in the background waiting with your tags, don't you? I was like, no. And that's funny, ain't it? But deep down inside, it was kind of heartbreaking. But I knew I could make the money. And then that night, when they see me blow up and they ain't put me on their shows, shame on them.
Yeah.
That this gold mine been sitting here this whole time. I feel you got to know who you are. You got to know that everybody fighting a hard fight. Right. Figure out your why and what keeps you in a creative space, because it's different for everybody. And go for it, because the cavalry ain't coming.
And creative means anything creative. Yes. And anything could turn into creativity. So I was about to ask how you said you came home. There's times you cried before you went on stage. Did you talk about that on stage, or did you just
No?
And that's where you have to let. It's just like, you know, when Miyagi told Daniel's son, yo, everything around you is karate.
Yeah.
Any and everything you do is karate. And that's how it is in this art form. Any and everything you do is for your creativity. So, you know, my advice, and I tell myself this, you know, you have to use that pain to create. And sometimes it's not even about crying and now you got to talk about some shit you don't even give a damn about at that moment. Just go up there and talk about, yo, I had a hard day today, man. I literally was just crying. You know, my son bad as shit right now. Parent teacher conference.
That's relatable.
Are naturally funny.
And find the funny. Who cares if they laugh at that moment? Yeah. Just find that funny, because you have to learn. When I say you, I don't mean you specifically, but us and people. We have to learn how to be creative for us, not for them. Because sometimes it's about us at this particular moment, man.
Yeah, can you know give to the people? It's like, do you have something to give? It's like it's weird when you go out on stage and you are messing up, like you don't have it that night, and it's like, man, I got nothing to give. It's like, and you feel like a fraud in that moment just for a second, and then you have to collect yourself, and then, hey, you know, you have a broken set. Hey, it happened.
And your audience know when you're not being
audience, that's my thing, because my jokes are the truth. Even in a hard time like that, I'm still speaking the truth. So it's not as hard, and I think this is a plus and a minus for Black women. This has really nothing to do with comedy, but of just holding it all together. It is very, for me, my personal struggle, this is what comedy has given me for sure though, and still is a struggle, is a space to be vulnerable. Because I personally, it has been very uncomfortable for me. I gotta know I can trust you to the 10,000 power for me to open up to you. I'm not going to just tell you what's going on. I'm not going to tell you what shit could be falling apart in my life. You will never fucking know it.
That's because you're in the military, okay?
But what's the fear?
That's because I'm a Black woman.
Yeah, no, it's a combination of everything.
What's the fear there? Is it the judgment?
It's not the judgment. It's like, one, why?
What's the fear?
If me opening up and telling, and I'm just using you because you're sitting here randomly telling Trey everything that's going on in my life. Do you have a solution? Are you gonna be able to fix it?
But so you don't know if you don't ask.
No, I don't. But
you
in
can't
my
tell
mind,
the whole
like
audience that.
Probably not. So that's pointless. 2, I'm gonna figure it out. I figured out everything else in my life. I'll figure it out, and that has been what's worked for me.
Well, let me ask. Let me ask this. I mean, that's everybody has their own support system that they built. You're saying, "Hey, I figured it out." But have you came across anybody?
Yeah. Katrina has been a good friend to me out here. I've definitely met great people in this time, and as much as I give crap to have been weird, what I will drop is great names. Christian Gumbo.
Shout out to Gumbo
Gumbo has been a brother to me. Ron G has been helpful to me. John Grimes, helpful. And these are men who have been helpful to me.
Grimey trying to smash.
You gotta have white pussy.
Grimy playing the long game.
Grimy gonna try to knock it down.
That's a long game. My brother like white pussy. They ain't gonna worry about that.
We know.
We ain't gotta worry about that. But no, these have been men.
She said that like he liked it, like he didn't marry it. I was like,
No, who have been me. You at the wedding? Tell me.
no, I'm just saying he like white. I'm like,
That's just a fact.
We all
That's
know
just a
Grimy.
fact. Right.
A hidden fact about Grimy: his girl now is his first white girl, right? Yeah. So prior to that,
So he still like black women.
he dated white women. I mean, black women.
Right. But this one believed in his dreams.
But Imogene cooks for him.
her ice was colder.
So
You stupid.
But you know what though, and that is something that I feel like, you know, and when we say black women, because I feel like that's black people in general, but I know adding the woman element to it makes it a
Y'all
little
do
bit
deal with a
harder.
Minorities. It's two minorities.
And hold
It's
it in.
different. It's different things that we don't think about. Like
that y'all have to.
Like okay,
Yeah,
like
right.
we travel by ourselves sometimes. It could be in odd areas. We get in the Ubers, you know, by ourselves sometimes, not having to think about where this motherfucker's gonna take us or whatever. Like y'all probably hadn't somebody live in this town that we can call. No, you gotta catch the Uber and have that 45-minute long drive from Detroit all the way to Toledo like I gotta take. You know, you guys probably have a different set of concerns than we.
Well-
Like I saw it was I think it was Takara and who tours with her? Whoever she tours with.
She's touring with
Yeah,
Kat.
Mika J. Both of these two, women, I was like, okay, cool, they together. They're traveling together, not like coming from different areas or whatever.
See, we don't think like that. We think get it done.
You think get it done,
We
but
think
there
get it done.
you travel by yourself and something happens, who you gonna call? What's gonna happen?
Oh, we got to be able to exist. We're not this is not a defensive thing, but we got to be able to exist. You're not always going to have a man with you. Even in my marriage, he at work all day. How I'm going to go to and from? You're not going to always have a man with you.
Yeah.
I got 5 brothers, had a great daddy and a husband. I was by myself a whole lot.
Right. So you've acclimated to that type of that kind of life.
I would love a companion, would love a man. But let me tell you something. When Katrina is solo, Katrina gonna get it done. I'm gonna carry myself like I am not to be fucked with. I don't know if that's the Detroit
That's part of
hustle
it.
or whatever it is.
That's a you hustle.
Yeah, but even on
that's you can be from
I am.
Bangladesh and you think
even
You
on the-
can't make no money in LA. You can't make no money nowhere. I got a couple different hustles. Like you
See,
just
that's what
gotta know.
that's what I was trying to get at. When I say support system, I meant money.
Oh.
I meant like I said, earn.
how do you make the
training.
money?
Yeah.
I'm a certified personal trainer, and I help veterans with their service connection.
So there you go. So
Yeah.
shout that out. She'll get your body right, get your squat game up, and
Yeah, but here's my thing. No, that's very tricky though, because it's like she said. It's not until I was becoming, at probably at year 4 or 5 of being here in LA, I will never forget this, and this is what made me pull back. I was posting on social media, training stuff. I was hosting boot camps at the Culver City Stairs, doing all this stuff,
really?
this and that, and still going on auditions and doing stuff. And I had a good friend, and we were out with a group of people, and she was like, "Oh my God, I want you guys to meet Chelcye. She's an amazing trainer." And it dinged in my mind that that's who I was to her, but that's not why I want to be here. And that's not my goal. And that's not why I'm paying $5,000 in rent and doing the things that I'm doing. Not literally, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I could have a lot more in
sound like it could be
Houston
true.
than what I'm paying here.
Yeah, the 5,000 sound truth to me.
Yeah, that
No,
sound
like, but just
realistic.
rent here is astronomical. It's ridiculous. But I'm just saying, I'm like, that hurt me so bad that that's who I had created, or that's who she thought of me. And I'm like, no, I'm Chelcye, actress.
But
But I hadn't been saying it, and that was my fault.
But you could be all of that. And
I know that now.
Yeah.
But I had to
Don't let
put
these
what was
people-
important first. And I'll still post my fitness things here and there, and still people think, oh, I'm just showing fitness. I'm like, no, I spent years doing this with a whole business. I worked at Equinox in Manhattan Beach. Like,
Wow.
yeah.
But we discussed that on one of the earlier episodes. People, how you meet them is how they meet you.
Yeah.
And it's your responsibility to be conscious of that.
True.
And you make the actions, or you make the choices to communicate with them. Hey, I don't always do this. And actually, that's your fan base. That can be part of your fan base. You can leverage that. And I'm pretty sure you have to some degree. You know, hey.
I didn't think about that, but that's something to consider.
Hey, my trainer is also a comedian. We're gonna come see her at this show.
Do we, as Black people, are we good at letting people live in multiple boxes?
Well,
if you do it right, yeah.
Are we good at that though?
Again,
Are we? Yes or no?
But I mean, it
Typically-
ain't about the
typically
other
no.
people thinking,
It's
are you
not,
good?
but are we good at that?
I mean, you know, niggas ain't good at a lot of shit. when they come around. But that's why you say
we're
fuck
not.
them, and you have to show
You
them.
say fuck
You
them.
have to
Show
show
'em.
them more. Look, I tell the story all the time. When I worked at T-Mobile in Studio City, all the celebrities came into T-Mobile. And by this time, you know, I'm performing. I'm at the store. I'm at the you know.
Yeah.
Like people know me. But every time somebody would come in there, I would get their name. I already had their number, but I would write their names in the notebook. So and so number. Boom, 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 boom. Every time I did a show, I would text all of those people to come to my show.
That's how you do.
Once people, and these are celebrities too, they would come in the store, yo, wait, didn't I see you at the whatever? Yeah. Oh. And they knew. Like
They get it though.
a lot of that's what I was about to
That's what I
say.
was
These
about to say. They
celebrities
get
got and
They get
for
it.
me it was an eye opener. And once they would see me get down, they'd be like, "Oh,
Okay, yeah.
nah, nigga, you for real?" Like,
Yeah.
and I started getting the invites. I started getting this. I started getting that. And they looked at me as, "Yo, he's a comedian," but he just happened to be on this hustle.
Yeah.
Columbus Short was one of the main ones, name drop. You know, because they call it. So I met him at T-Mobile.
Yeah.
And this when this nigga was like, I think this time when he was getting high and I got fired from Scandal. He'd come to the store fucked up, high, eyes red.
My phone was
and
still
I was,
unlocked.
Yeah, well, I lost the back of my phone.
I lost
was
the back of the
"God
whole
damn,
phone."
What the fuck you doing? But he knew me from there, but he knew I was a comedian. And as years went on, and I'm not there no more. I remember one time he came to me, he said, "Dawg, I remember meeting you at T-Mobile, bro.
Hey.
Selling phone. Now, like, look what you doing, man. Like, that's just so dope." But they get it. And so you just have to just use everything you got. Because I forgot who said it, and I'm going to forward it to you, the actor. And I can never remember his name, but he just did The Color Purple, and he's playing Joe Jackson in the new Jackson 5 biopic bit. There you go.
Yeah.
And he just put this dope. He was doing a interview.
I posted it
Yeah.
when he was.
I posted it.
I'm
I got
well
it.
aware.
Yeah. So tell the people. Yeah. Just.
It's just him saying that when he was doing background work, that people were saying struggling actor, and he was like, "No, that's the life of an artist."
Without
And he was
number
like, and
one.
that was just as important as the work that he's doing now, and he's so grateful for everything he went through then. To where he is now, but it took a while to get to that point.
Yeah. So when
Fair
you out there
enough.
squatting and scooting and doing that,
Yeah.
like, yo, that's.
But you have to walk in your. My thing is, you're right for sure. I could leverage it, and my thing is, those are the people when I say come to a show that do come to a show. But it was more inner me. I think that was my problem. Was I was not telling people. I was not saying it like I should have been. Versus now saying it. And my thing is also, this is what's important. So you can't just say it, have the things to back it up.
Well, you're a walking advertisement.
For fitness?
Right.
Yeah.
Whatever you
Yeah.
do.
So let me tell you this.
Yeah.
It's a couple of out of shape female and male comedians that like.
I don't do it. I don't.
No?
I do not do that. I do not mix them. Because here's my thing. Just like anything else that I do, I really be involved. And if you're not going to really commit and do it right,
Then that's on them.
Then that's on them.
That's on them. You know what? You can change people's lives like that.
I am.
I hear you,
One joke
Chelsea.
at a time.
Yeah, well, okay, yeah. That's
See,
how
they
you
go,
do
yeah,
it. That's
I
cool.
think, see?
No,
See, you know
only
what?
because I'm still doing hair. And it's just hard to mix
That's
the
okay.
two. No, it's
Is it?
okay that's what I do. No, I have no problem doing it. It's a hustle. The thing, and CP, CT, Corey Holcomb, like they get their hair done. Like I worked in a barber shop.
You lucky I still don't got my braids, but I do get my beard.
You lucky. You see how you talk to me? Not being mean, but it's I'm gonna let you do my hair. I'm gonna let you train me. And
I would have gave you. I would have been see how y'all take things. You see what you
not as a woman, as somebody that is a comedian who is trying to get rid of the other thing. Not get rid of it, but to get you to see me in that light. Because we've been here this whole time. We ain't talked about no shows. But we talked about you lucky I don't have braids. And sometimes
how long was that lucky I got braids?
Sometimes it can just pierce a little bit when you're trying to.
Why? Do you know people might still call me and ask me about, I ain't worked at T-Mobile I don't know how many years. Yeah. But that don't mean that somebody can't be like, yo, Trey, you do this, you do that. You know what I mean? If I sell insurance, hey, yo, Trey,
you can figure out what's wrong with my phone.
Yeah.
Like, stop it in the middle of a podcast.
But yo, that's our. Hold on, Five. Okay. That's our ego.
Yeah. I was trying to get to that.
We have to learn how to get rid of that. Yeah. Because do you know how many working actresses still doing somebody's hair?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, if I had braids, I would have loved to know there was a female comedian out here that knew how to braid hair. Because I'm going to give you my money before I go to a shop.
Respect.
I appreciated all the celebrities that came to my store and wanted me to work on their cell phone. And now I'm like, yo, Megan Good, listen, come here, man. Yeah. Shit, this shit all fucked up. Come in the back room. Now I'm fine. Now, a year later, I'm doing a play with her that she's producing.
Yeah.
You have, so that's when it's our ego. And I get it.
It has opened up a lot of doors.
I just had this conversation with Fox and Tone the other day about the opportunities that I had to do stand-in for Sam Jackson for a Capital One commercial that Spike Lee directing. Now, I'm like, yo, should I do it? Boom. But I'm like, yo, the money good. I'm damn near getting paid almost 2 racks a day. And I'm like, but I'm being directed by Spike Lee because I'm number 2. I'm the second team, but I'm still on the call sheet. Right. I'm second team. But I'm doing everything that Samuel L. Jackson is doing. So Spike Lee is directing me. Yo, do it like this, move like that. I'm reading lines with Jennifer Garner. When until I make it, will I ever get to go back and forth with somebody like her?
Yeah.
I'm interacting with some I already knew on set, but I'm just like, yo, I had to get it out of my mind.
They gave you their phone too?
I would, no.
With you.
But
I'm just I
know. But what I'm saying is, watching Sam work was a fucking masterclass for me.
Right there.
Absolutely.
I was like this.
Privilege.
That would have been.
I was like, okay, boom, 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 boom. And then
if Sam asked me to do his hair, I'm all in, bro.
Yeah, and then another big opportunity came from that.
Yeah.
So I get it, y'all. Look, I don't work that T-Mobile. Everybody know my T-Mobile story.
It was deeper than that for me. Like my hands and my back hurt. It was more rooted than just.
I picked up scooters. While I've been out here, I've worked at the post office. I picked up scooters on the side of the road. I worked at Nordstrom's Rack.
Yeah.
I've worked at the Nike store. I will work wherever in the meantime. Like, that's not the thing. It's for us, I think, the breakdown is understanding that we're already fighting the barrier as women. Then if I do this outside thing, then you only see me as this outside thing. Like, it's just very hard. And if I can some way move one of these out of the way so that you can see me for what I really want to do and what my passion truly is, then that's all. It's not, it is ego. It is part of that is because I just don't want you to lock me into that box. That's it.
You don't control what nobody else do.
You can't control that.
You control it.
We don't.
You control it.
Let me offer this. Everyone has gifts, and how you use them can make room for you in other areas of your life with those gifts. So whether it be doing hair, whether it be training people, it just opens doors sometimes if you have the right spirit about it. Not to say y'all have the wrong spirit about it. It's like maybe someone never told you.
Nah, she put a fucked up part in somebody's head because she was mad.
She mad about it. I gotta do this hair again.
I could do hair in my sleep.
But did you know?
We don't even have time to talk about what it really is, but it's deeper than that. But those were great points.
Did you know that you can be a hairstylist on set, making your money over here but at least you on set, making probably 2 or 3 times more money doing their hair, but like only for right now. You have complete control whether you're available to do it or not, and you have the flexibility of going someplace else. at any given time, but you have the experience of being in the environment using your gift rather than being in some salon somewhere.
To answer your question, yes, I came out here as a hairstylist. I have done many celebrities' hair.
Okay.
And it's a cool job.
It is. They can get, I mean, sometimes you got to, I mean, you right up on it.
Look, ladies, I fought that battle too. That's why I'm sitting here talking from experience. I told it on the last podcast when I had to go back to T-Mobile one time and I put that fucking shirt on. I felt like I was selling my soul. I felt like that was my dress at that particular point in time.
Your dress.
Yeah, I felt like that was my dress at that point in time because I was like, yo, I don't want to do this. You know what I mean? I'm going back to this, but I needed that money.
Bills have to get paid.
I always made sure that, all right, Trey, any and everything you do, you already know where you're at mentally. So the energy that I'm giving, the prayers that I'm praying, I just had faith that God was just guiding me in my proper steps. So I say, yo, I'm back at this T-Mobile store for a reason. Because I'm going to meet somebody, I'm just going to do this, I'm going to do that, or whatever the case may be. And I promise you, everywhere I've been and everything that I experienced that I did not want to go or that at that moment I did not want to experience, it has benefited me. And it has made my comedy that much stronger. And it really taken me to the next level for me, even with my comedy and what I'm talking about. And it all come from, shit, I ain't like, yo, I don't want to go through that. I don't want to be there. I don't want to do this. But something always came out of it. But trust me, I know where y'all at. Because you've been here for how long?
10 years.
10 years.
I've been here 7 years.
7 years. Man, look. Them 10-year marks hit, them 7-year marks hit, and some things ain't like ain't 10 year in the way you wanted to, or ain't 7 year in the way you want to. Man. Sometimes you be like, yo, you calling me who? I'm a what? Fuck that. Nah, I done put some time out here. This is who I really am. But we just gotta kind of just always go back and put things in the proper perspective, which is hard sometimes for a lot, especially as artists.
Man, I used to work at TSA. That was in front of everybody, man. I'm serious. I mean, I'm like,
not the laughter.
I mean, it was soul sucking. Like, I'm a comedian. And I'm watching all the other comedians go and fly off to gigs. They hopes and dreams. I'm over here giving pat downs and doing bag checks and it was like,
your name good out here to be working at TSA and your family. You can't have shit on your record to work at TSA.
Let me tell you something. My plan was to work at Macy's so I can get a little discount on the clothes and shit like that. I had gotten a job at Macy's and I showed up to the first day and somehow there was a mistake. I went to the wrong mall. And then when I went to the right mall, they didn't have no job for me. So I was trying to get on somewhere. So I got on at the Department of Homeland Security. It took like 6 months. Fortunately, I had saved up, I had some money I'd saved up. And I was floating, but I was like, I need a job for this money run out. Trick that. But that was very humbling, like to do a show and then have to get up at 3 a.m, go to the checkpoint, and I'll see Trey Elliot come through. I was like, "Where you going?"
Standoffish.
You was at the same.
Do I need to take my computer out? I gotta take my laptop out. Can I keep it in?
Asking questions, you know the answer.
Just talking a little bit too much, like okay, man, where you going? Nigga? Detain this nigga. I remember I seen D.L. Hughley come through there, and I was like, man, I do not want him to see. Like, I saw him like. They got blinders on. They don't see you.
Right.
They don't see you.
No.
I was like, but I know you, and if I could just get you to see, but I don't want this nigga to see me like this.
But
I said, hey, what's going on, DL? He's like, he was like this. He said, yeah. So
when you put people that you look up to or people that are really like, at that other level, when you talk to them and really get to know them and you hear their stories, it make your shit feel that much. You be like, oh shit.
Yeah. I'm not alone.
I forgot y'all was struggling too. Yeah. I forgot y'all wasn't born at this status.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's what I mean when I say arrogance. My bad. That's what I mean when I say arrogance is ones who forgot that they have a story and act like it's just been amazing every day of their life.
Nope.
That's how I'm be like, oh, okay, I can't.
You should see and I'm pretty sure you've experienced this. Here's somebody who we've put up here, or our image of them as celebrity status or a successful artist, and you have a relationship with them, and then you see how they live.
Yeah.
And it's like some of them it's like yo, other times like yo, it's
Regular.
Not regular, but it's like you see them on they hustle.
Oh, okay.
It's
it's hard work.
Because none of this
to
is
keep
regular.
it.
Or to keep it or to maintain, or you can get jewels from them just to get to their level. And maybe someone they just got these stories that you would never think. Like I don't remember such and such when they worked at T-Mobile, or I don't remember when they worked at TSA. A generation goes by and you tell that story. It's, oh yeah, I used to do this. You like what?
Yeah.
You used to do what?
And mind you, it's going to be a point in time, because everybody always say, appreciate this part.
Yeah.
It's going to be a point in time we're going to be like, you know what? I feel like doing somebody hair, but I don't even got time to do it. Because you're going to realize, yo, putting them braids in that person hair or washing this person hair, yo, that shit was therapeutic. I didn't realize it at that point in time because I was in my hustle. But when you can't do it no more, you're going to want to do it. It's going to be a time you're going to be like, God dang, you know what? I want to go and do them stairs. But you ain't going to be able to do it because it's going to be all type of paparazzi out there taking pictures. So now, I got to be like, fuck, I can't even do the shit that I used to like to do that I didn't even realize, you know what I mean? That I like, because you was hustling. Yeah. And I always try to just keep that in mind at this point in time, man. You know what I mean?
People respect the hustle. People, the right people, when they see you doing
Other
that
artists
thing,
get
the
it.
artists, they
Other
get
artists
it.
Yeah.
You get through them
get it.
and get that conversation with them, they get it, man.
Even somebody that sometimes artists can't help you. They just,
No, yeah.
But someone who can help you, they see that, and you have a good rapport. You treat them nice. That may not mean anything 2 years from now, but 4 years or 5 years, they might remember that.
That's true.
And that's what always gets me. Is, hey, man, I remember you still work. How long have you been at the air? It's like I said, man, I've been gone from that bug. Been gone. It's, man, I remember I seen you come through there. You was always doing such. Yaz told me about that one time. That's how I met. She said she met me like that, and I'm like, I don't remember that. I kind of do, but I don't remember.
He was pulling a Trey. That's what that's called. Pulling a Trey, Elliot.
yeah. I don't do it like that. I'm not that good yet. No, but
I get somebody.
I'm working with her now.
I'm
so
just messing.
Yeah, I know, but you know what I'm talking about. You know.
I was an Uber driver, man. I drove Uber for a while, and
I think that's every comedian.
that's every
almost.
comedian.
Either Uber or what's the one where you drop off stuff?
Instacart.
Postmates.
Dash,
Instacart,
Postmates.
yeah.
Yo, I did Instacart.
Yeah.
Like for my son's 21st birthday.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, I'm taking him to Vegas for his 21st.
Need some extra
And
bread.
we gonna ball out.
You sure the hell did.
I said, I'm gonna work. I said, I'm not gonna pull no money out my account if I don't have to. I said, I'm going to Instacart. I knew somebody that was doing it. And I was like, yo, how much you make? I make this. What? Signed up. I did Instacart from February, his birthday, April 24th, right up until his birthday.
Love it.
Went to Vegas with about 5,000-6,000.
Oh, that's plenty.
This was just, now mind you, I still got money, but this was just like, yo,
That you can blow.
I'm going to blow this.
On him.
And if I got to pull some other stuff out, so be it, but I could blow this and leave Vegas and don't feel no kind of way.
Yeah.
Mind you, boy, we had the time. It was like 20 of us because I had a lot of the family came and his friend. It was one of the best times of his life and my life.
Love
And strip club. But mind you, the night of his birthday, after we left the strip club, I won 5,000 playing crap.
Got
I won
it back.
5,200 playing crap.
That's so win.
Come on, Vegas.
That's a win.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know why? Because I was betting big. I said, I got this $6 grand. I'm hunted all. I got 1,000 on the table at one time. Like, let's go. Boy,
that could have went south, Trey.
But it didn't.
Nigga, scared money don't make money. It's my son's birthday. We turn it up.
Kids motivate you in a different way, though.
Yeah.
That's what that is, too.
And boy, that was the most money I've ever won on craps. Mind you, I've been chasing that 5,200 ever since then. I'm in the hole right now. But I said that I was doing Instacart. I ain't had no shame. I was just like, yo, and I dropped stuff off. Depending on what car I took, you know, I might took a night just because I'm like, yo, I can't switch out whips. Take it. Oh, you drop? Yeah, man. Look, I'm on a mission. Yeah. I'm doing this for my son's birthday. Yo, that's so dope, man. But if people even knew me, I do drop off because I live in Santa Clarita, so don't nobody really know me out there.
Shut up, that's far.
But when I would do a drop off in Hollywood, people like, oh shit, Trey, what up? Hey man, what up? Hey, you got the cereal? There you go.
You know what that is, Trey? You was doing that in the right spirit. When you do stuff like that,
it's your kid.
Yeah,
but
you'll humble yourself a whole lot,
man. Look,
for your child,
and I was making good money. Yeah. That's the crazy part. I was making like $1,500 a week. Yeah, like I was like, yo, like I was making good money doing it, and I was just like, yo, man, like, and so now if I ever feel like I want to gamble. It ain't the same no more, but you know I got a little gambling.
It's a different spirit now.
It's a different spirit, you know. So the energy ain't coming like. But you know, sometimes, man, like you say, for your kids, man, we gonna do what we got to do. But I take my hat off to all the moms that's out here pursuing something because it's not easy pursuing it by yourself. It's not easy pursuing it when you have a family. And it's not easy pursuing it when you have a kid and you're a single mother, or if you're a mother that's away from your kids on a day-to-day. I was in your position. You know what I mean? That shit ain't easy. And, you know, I definitely take my hats off to you guys. It's not hard. I mean, it's not easy being a female in this business. It's not easy being a mother in this business. And, you know, so hats off to you guys, man.
Let me say this. I love doing hair. I only do it now when my kids need something, like trying to move them into college and get the flights when they come for the summer or when they come for whatever. I do hair, but I can't. And it's so funny the way God works because it's my hands and my back that won't allow me to do it. But when I had that family and they needed to be provided for and we moved out here, it was able to be done. But now it's like, not even if I wanted to. I only get the grace to do it when I need the extra money.
Amen.
Well, it's a blessing to be able to say no when on your terms. So
let me ask you, why y'all think that there are not a lot of women comedians on the road with other men?
With other men?
Mm-hmm. Like you mentioned Takara and Mickey J. They teamed up together and made that happen for themselves.
I used to go on the road. Me and Daphne used to go on the road together.
How did that come about?
We was just cool.
Okay.
And she was like, you know, yo, you want to do some dates? I was just like, yo, let's do it. You know, so we did that for a few months. You know what I mean? But I think a lot of times it goes back to a lot of the men use that as a way. Not all, but some of the male comedians use that as a way to try to, you know what I mean, maybe get with the chick. You know what I mean? Okay. A lot of chicks, a lot of females may not necessarily be ready, you know what I mean? Because it's not, and when I say that, it's not.
Can I interject? Because there's a lot of unready niggas on the road.
No, I agree. I agree.
So I don't want.
But let me tell you what Ben said. And when I say it's not a lot of unfunny, it's only because it's not that many of you guys.
Unready. I like this.
It's a lot of male comedians,
right?
And there's a lot of them that's not funny. It's not that many female comedians out here. Gotcha. So just as much as it's not funny, nigga, it's females that's not funny either. So that's I'm not saying female comedians aren't funny. That they kicking ass. But I use that for that example. And I think some male feel like the female comedians are more of a liability on the road. You know what I mean? They might feel like, yo, I got to make sure, you know what I mean, she good, or I might got to deal with this. And male comedians they like people who like to do the same things they do. After show, do you like to party like I like to party?
Girls like to go to the strip. I love strip clubs.
I hate strip clubs.
I run into that in production
I grew up in Houston. No, like we went to the strip club for chicken wings. That's who
Yeah.
has
Yeah,
the
we
best
go
chicken wings.
to the strip club for chicken wings too.
I run into that in production too, and when I'm on the road, shout out to Memphis Will.
Hold on, let it.
Shout out to
childish.
Memphis Will that takes me
I'm
on
not
the road.
childish. I'm just-
Hold on, Fox, hold on.
It costs him more because I had to have separate. Maybe if it was just two men, they could Airbnb or they could do the one
but
room
we
or whatever.
always got separate rooms, but that could be-
I mean, you
yeah.
have separate rooms, but
Yeah.
if you could do it cheaper, you can.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But now that it's me, it's got to be something totally separate, and it costs a little more.
You know that.
I feel like women could do what
You
the
have-
fellas are doing. They just don't want
You have
that
you have
female
to
presence.
you have
but
to-
sometimes a female will have your back tougher.
That's
than
I love
somebody-
I love that estrogen energy around me.
You do it. You do have to be. You do have to be careful, especially if you don't know that.
It's
That
extra.
comedian.
It's extra.
Oh my God, I say it wrong.
No.
Oh yeah.
What you saying, Joe?
Sometimes I can say some shit wrong.
That was kind of a weird. Yeah, I have never
Male
heard those two go
testosterone.
together. Sorry, two go together.
But estrogen, like I like female
Yeah,
energy.
that's like
man,
saying
I
you
don't-
like soy milk. I really like
You got
soy
what I
milk.
said.
I got it.
Chelsea, you understood,
I
right?
understood.
I like
I understood it, but I didn't hear.
I understood.
Testosterone.
It don't matter to me no more.
We
It just
say
don't matter.
testosterone.
Testosterone.
That's a
No,
common
you-
word. We don't say estrogen.
Yeah, no, but here's my thing.
I
It's
hear
so
you,
much female. There are a wide range of females that like a wide range of things. There's some women who don't like to be called females, and then there's females who don't like to be called women, and it's a lot. So when he said estrogen, honestly,
Well, you know, you have to be careful,
It didn't-
and you have to protect yourself. Just because, just this is the world we live in. I would say.
listen, I said it just to mess with y'all, but I get what I understand now more than anything about the road, from more so the headliner's perspective, is you just want to have good people around you.
That's
and
it.
you've said this
That's
several
true.
times throughout, and it's
Very
very true, is if you've worked in this career and built yourself up 15, 20 years, time, sweat, blood, sacrifice you put in, you do not want to take somebody who is a liability.
Right.
And that's why I understand why sometimes headliners take a certain guy who may not be that funny, but man, this man is putting in the work. I can trust him. And that is why I take this person over that person.
Yeah, 'cause sometimes-
So I'm not looking to
Sometimes
necessarily-
headliner have request. Yo, I need you to go pick up. Yo, can you go pick up this? And you like, man, I got. You know what I mean? So
Ooh, that's ego.
It's different energy sometimes. Like so, but I don't think it's never anything personal.
No. Not
I
really.
just think because let's keep it funky. It's women who can't work together to save their lives.
True.
You know what I mean? So
True.
it's just about energy. But with that being said, y'all,
Man, we go on and on.
yo,
I
we
really
had
appreciate
2 hours.
you guys.
This is
This
fun.
went by
Yeah.
fast.
I knew it would.
And we're so happy that you guys was our first female guest that
Thank
we've had
you.
on Live from the Green Room.
Thanks for thinking of me.
And to our female viewers, we gonna have more. Shout out to Tony Rock. I know you did your thing in the Bronx
Tony.
at Casa Consuego tonight, brother. So I'm gonna be catching up with him in Raleigh, Durham. Me and Grimy. So shout out to Tone, man. We miss you, brother, but he will be back next week. So let's give y'all handles.
You can follow me on all social media at Trina with the Truth. I just want to say thank y'all for having me. Whoever idea was to give me a call, I'm grateful. And everything y'all said landed with me today. I'll filter some of it, but no, appreciate y'all. And congrats, Tony.
Y'all can find me on Chelcye on Instagram. One Chelcye, the number one Chelcye. Chelcye is spelled real special, so it's CHELCYE, and that's on Instagram, TikTok. Thank you guys for having me. Shout out
Anytime.
to Tony for making sure that he put a space for female comedians to come through, and I appreciate y'all.
Yeah, man.
Yo, you can catch me on Instagram and Facebook, Joe Feezy, JoeFeezie, and look forward to the next city when I see you guys. Thank you guys for liking and subscribing.
Yo, follow me at comedian Trey Elliot. You see it down here. Shout out to our sponsor, Captain Kirk Jamaican Rum. We didn't have none tonight. You know what I mean? That means we're going to have to double up next week.
Yeah, right,
but
right.
hey, thank you. We appreciate you, man. And like Fox said, like, subscribe, and share. And once again, if you have not downloaded or purchased or rented the Rock the World special on Amazon Prime, please do so. Yeah. A win for one is a win for us all. Rock the world forever. We out of here. Peace.
Live from the green room. Yeah.